Yes, greetings everyone, and thank you for tuning in to another episode here at Real Radio Talk with Niggas. I am your host, Niggas, and we have some guest speakers here. One from Boston, Massachusetts, Will Justice, and we got Mercutio Southhall Sr. from Alabama, Birmingham, Alabama, but born in Selma. I know you're familiar with the Selma vibes, right? With Martin Luther King Jr. did that march and everything. Was it with Rosa Parks, right? Shut
Man,
everything down for 300 and 100 and something days out of the year. Talk about real black unity and real black power back then. Anyhow,
yes,
I'm
man.
going to let them come on and introduce themselves, tell you who they are, and we're going to get on the topic of the toxic parent. If you didn't ever experience it, I'm sure you might know someone who did, a family member, a friend, a loved one, or you may have experienced it yourself. I know I did. And I think my mom was a unconsciously toxic parent. But we'll talk about that later. So in the meantime, we got Will and Mercutio on the line, and I'm going to step away for a minute because somebody's knocking at the door, and I'll be right back.
All right. So
You trying to
yo,
make your voice deep, bro?
hey yo, hey yo, my dude, hey yo, it's funny as shit. Like it's supposed to
Yo,
go
we supposed to
live.
be talking about toxic parents and shit. You trying to make your voice deep and shit, bro. This talk.
Listen, man. So we already done started. And she said someone at the door. It's like why people always gotta come
When
when
you
it's
doing
time for
something,
you when you're doing something? It's like
I'm
all
already here,
day,
bro.
all
I had to
day.
lock the door in my room, bro, because I already know my toddler gonna kick in the door like he goddamn John Cena.
Yo, for real. Oh man,
I'm already here. Well,
man, that
you supposed to be introducing yourself, man, while she gone.
man. Listen. So I'm gonna be doing. All right. So Will Justice from the Bean, Boston, Massachusetts, Roxbury. So that's in the neighborhood. Oh man, I should have got something to drink. I'm sitting here chewing on this mishwag, knowing that it gets in my throat sometimes. But anyway, yeah. So when we talk about toxic parents, I mean, you're gonna always have this denial within that family structure where they're gonna be like, "Oh no, you was raised good. Your parent, they wasn't that bad, and they did this and that and the other for you and everything." But it's always this denial. But I used to teach domestic violence prevention to middle and high school students, and domestic violence, domestic abuse happens more than just physically and more than just within boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife relationships. So it's like, domestic abuse is a thing that encompasses a lot. And pretty much every relationship you can think of can turn into a domestic abuse situation. I mean, if it's a relationship, it can turn into some sort of domestic abuse. So yeah, that's me.
Okay. Well,
All right,
um, give me a second. I'm not gonna lie.
you live,
My,
bro.
no, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna tell the truth. My fat ass stuffed some salad in my mouth while you was talking.
Oh, you're not going to lie. You're going to tell the truth. Okay.
Yeah, I'm telling the truth. Right. So I did it so y'all want to see me on camera, but I'm totally chewing the salad right now. All right, I'm done being a fat ass. Um, my name is Mercutio. Mercutio Southhall. Born in Selma, Alabama. I stay in Birmingham, Alabama. Um, I'm an asshole. Um, I'm an asshole, but a really nice guy. Um,
Why are
and
you calling yourself an asshole?
well, I'm aware that this is your first time meeting me, and I don't seem like an asshole. But you'll just have to take your word for it. You'll just have to take my word for it. I'm
Yeah,
friends
but
with Will. I'm
why would you
friends
call
with
yourself?
Will.
You should never call yourself that.
Well, I'm saying I'm friends with Will, and Will's an asshole.
That's right.
Like birds of a feather and stuff.
I don't. I don't. just call myself an asshole like that, just freely like that, openly admit that I'm an asshole. Come on, you gotta do better than that about yourself.
But no, I'm a really good person though. Like it balances out.
Okay, but that doesn't mean you have to be an asshole. Just say I'm a really nice person. You don't have to say I'm an asshole.
Uh, I prefer, like I said, I'm honest.
Okay, well, if you think you're an asshole, I can't debate that. All right, you're an asshole. You're an asshole.
Yes, ma'am.
So I guess Will went to get something to drink, huh?
He said he was like, "Hey, look, this ain't my first time on the radio, man. I got my Chick-fil-A cup right here with my lemonade. I was already ready. I know you got to have something to sip on. He gonna be thirsty, especially if it's an engaging topic like the one we about to talk about with the toxic parents and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
You gotta have something to drink on deck. Why y'all cameras off? Did y'all see each other's messages and I not know about it? Y'all was the
No,
most camera ready people. I'm looking all rough and just worked out in the pool for about an hour. Y'all got on like y'all look nice. Y'all here?
yeah, I'm
Oh, Pop,
listening. I'm listening to
I'm
you
here.
speaking.
Excuse my, I had to fix my background because it decided it wanted to fall. Listen, this is life.
I fucking feel you, bro.
Listen, so as you know, like you know, what I'm saying us black folks, we always gotta have laugh about stuff. In the
Yeah.
midst, it could be the most serious situation happening, and we still gonna make a joke about it.
Bro, I laugh while I'm getting shot at. Okay? I'm not the one to talk to you about this.
Oh shit, that's how I recognize. Yeah, how I found my brother right here, man. He was doing an open carry thing on YouTube, and he had his white boy friend where he was walking down the street doing an open carry, and the police were just like, "Hey, what are you doing?" to him. But when they ran up on Mercutio, he was like, they were like, "Get on the fucking ground, put the gun down," and he just sitting there laughing. I'm like, "Oh damn, that's me," like, because I swear on everything I love. I'm gonna laugh at you like, who the hell you think you're talking to? Like, for real. I'm saying it's a serious situation. You might not make it out of it, but I'm still laughing. You know?
It's a warrior thing, man.
Mm-hmm.
That's all. It's just a warrior thing.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can look at it as a warrior thing or the Lion King thing. I laugh in the face of danger.
That's right.
You can tell I'm a parent bringing up fucking Lion King.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yeah,
how
and you're
you.
like, I laugh in danger.
I laugh in the face of danger. Ha ha ha.
Right.
But like I do it for real. Like I have problems. It's okay.
So we got that same problem because I think it's more of a I already expected to, yeah, because it's like you can't live in this country and not recognize that your life as a melanated person is in danger every single time you have an encounter with a cracker, and that includes black crackers. It's like anytime you're dealing with them, you know what I'm saying. I'm talking about the police, people who hold authority, whoever sit there and feels like they have some sort of authority and they just want to holler at you. I mean, let's talk about that situation that happened a few years ago. The brother was on his motorcycle, and the white boy decided to hit him and then shoot him. He hit his motorcycle with his truck, and then shot him, and he was an off-duty police officer. And I don't even think that dude lost his job.
Wow.
I mean, it's like he did it in front of everybody. Just because he decided he wanted to do it. Come on now. I mean, if you want to put this perspective, I see a brother that got the Moorish flag over here. It's like there are children, yet they want to abuse us. You know what I'm saying?
It's not even like on a children level, like on some grown up shit, like real shit. Like if you have a business, you hired your employees, right? So your employees say for the sake of this particular discussion, the business you own is a pizza shop. So say you own this pizza shop and you hire this employee. They order the wrong stuff all the time. They don't answer the phone. They generally fuck up everything that you got going on. But you can't fire them. And if you go try to say something to them, they're going to call security on you and get you escorted out. So that's pretty much what we have in this country. Like literally, we voted for the congressmen, the senators, the president, fucking everybody. They're all civil servants, right? And if we go try to say something to them, they don't call the fucking police on us. we literally see them niggas sleep on TV on almost a daily basis. Like they could be voting on the most detrimental thing to American society. More than 70% of them in their fucking sleep on TV. Can't fire them. Can't call them. Can't, even if you send a letter, they're not gonna open up their fucking letter. So it's like, what is our recourse? What is our recourse at this point? Like, we tried the praying thing, we tried the marching, we tried the protesting, tried to turn the other cheek shit. We've done all those things, and yet still here we are getting treated like second-class citizens. Even though we've done everything that has been asked of us and more since we've been in this bitch. Like I have that discussion like a lot with people that still believe in the political system and shit. Like, no, we just got to keep voting and we gonna vote this. I'm like, shut the fuck up. please do me a great favor and shut the fuck up. Like for real. Like voting. I'm sorry. I don't know if anybody in here is like all bought into the system and shit. Voting is not gonna fucking save us. I'm on the pocket. Yeah. So voting is not gonna save us. I'm so sorry that people think so.
I vote to second that one. It definitely voting ain't gonna save us. You know what I'm saying?
Oh God. Like so, everybody, like the definition of insanity. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over, expecting different results, right? Like correct. I said, we prayed, marched, protested, all that good kind of shit. But these Democrats and Republicans, like fuck all of them, really, like both sides of the aisle. I mean, where is the change? Like what has changed in everything that we did, all the stuff that we asked for, all the beating, all the shooting, all that good kind of shit? What has changed?
You can't do nothing to no Asians no more because they got a bill to protect them.
Oh yeah, they got their law passed within the first couple of days.
Exactly.
But if you don't vote for Joe Biden, you ain't black. Yeah. But name something he's done for black people. You can't say Juneteenth. We was already celebrating Juneteenth, bitch. Man, fuck you mean?
Here's the shit though.
Okay, he made a federal holiday where you get paid for it, but still, we was already celebrating. We don't need your fucking permission. Like he has done. None of them have done nothing for the black community. Obama bitch ass neither. None of them.
Oh yes, I don't know why people still kissing his ass.
Because he played basketball and he's smooth and like it's the same fucking play, bro. If you smooth, if you got a nice suit and a nice pair of kicks or whatever, say some slick shit every now and then, you in there. Throw in a Jesus. Got him. Literally, like y'all remember Hillary Clinton bitch ass like talking about I got hot sauce in my bag, and everybody was like, "Oh yes, Hillary Clinton, she wanted us. She need to come to the barbecue and shit." This bitch coined the term super predator.
Exactly. Okay,
so talking about us.
let's rewind that one. They tried to sit there and do the pseudoscience thing, saying that there was a gene that was in like that created super predators that made us
Just like the
more
pseudoscience that created
exactly.
drapetomania.
So yeah, drapetomania was the first what do you call it? The first thing that they said was made you crazy was wanting to be free. If
Yep.
you want to be free, you are crazy. We have to
If,
diagnose you
if
with
y'all don't know, if y'all
this
don't know,
mental defect.
you was so if y'all don't know, drapetomania is what they used to diagnose the slaves with that kept trying to escape, trying to tell the other people how to escape, trying to be free. They diagnosed them with drapetomania. It was a disease. It had to be a disease that made them want to be free. And that's a real thing. You can look that the fuck up.
It really is. But
It's really
I'll talk about like it when they created that law and Biden was part of that shit too. Creating these laws for mandatory minimums, talking about like the teenagers are actually super predators and they're not like regular teenagers. These black teenagers are super predators. And
hey,
it's in their genes.
hey, quick question. Who's shooting up schools? Look like y'all was calling the wrong people super predators, you bitch. I'm just saying.
I mean, that coming from the most predatory freaking race on the planet. Like if projection, if we want to talk about psychology, projection is a motherfucker. You sit there telling us everything that you are, what you're saying about me. Come on now, let's call it what it is. I'm saying,
yep.
You can tell where someone's insecurities are by the insults that they lob at other people. And I guess growing up with toxic parents heightens your ability to figure these type of things out.
Look at you trying to tie back into the original topic.
That's that goddamn right.
I don't know, man. I don't know where to start on the toxic parent thing. I'll defer to the sisters. I'll come in behind y'all. Now I could talk about fucking America shit all day, like politics shit that's going on in the country. I could talk about this shit all day, but the toxic parent thing, I'm not sure.
You sure can.
Thankfully, I haven't met too many of them motherfuckers. Toxic parents.
I mean, the thing is, like I said, I got plenty of scenarios that we can speak on.
You talk as far as being what's a toxic parent?
Well, yeah, not being one, but dealing with them.
So, what would you consider a toxic parent?
Yeah. Oh man, come on now. Hey yo, so not my own, but like, have you ever seen like these parents that they be like dumb as criminals, and you see the freaking parent teaching the kids how to steal or run the distraction while they steal? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It play the, you know what I'm saying? Cause I've seen this shit in real life where a parent to be stealing in front of their child and so they be like, put that down, don't touch that, and that's the distraction. Get them out the store, and they're the ones that done stole. You know what I'm saying? So you teaching them their whole life that stealing is okay. That's just one thing I can come on top of the head because I seen it the other day. That's crazy. I mean,
okay.
Yeah. I mean, another thing I'm gonna bring up because I heard about this one too. When a female has a daughter and she has a man that's not the father living in the house and addressing the daughter about, you know, trying to be competition with the mother and the man in the house. Oh, I say male in the house because that's not a man who's actually trying to be a predator. And the daughter sit there trying to tell her, hey, yo, listen, this dude is being inappropriate. Yo, he do, like, you know what I'm saying, looking at me crazy, making me feel uncomfortable. And instead of her addressing that actual issue,
she gonna address the daughter.
She trying to pass the buck and be like, oh no, you be the one walking over here with all that. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you think you cute and everything like that. It's like I've seen it. and it's crazy. I don't watch people get put out of their house. It's like I don't understand that. Like that's a whole toxic shit, toxic parent situation. I mean,
Okay, now I agree with you on that one. That I've seen that happen in the black community too many times or whatever. And so let's talk about this. So do you think that it's because why do women do that shit? Like if they are with somebody, um I'm aware, I hear all the shit that sister's saying about ain't no good men out there. Um Ain't no good men out there. Oh, he a good man. He got a good job. If he was trying to fucking have sex with your daughter, he's not a good man. If he's trying to have sex with your daughter, he's not a good man. What are you talking about? Like, that is going to cause so much damage to that girl, that daughter, from not listening to her, from not like how many women like literally like we may be talking about parents or whatever, but like think about how many women got a story about them being molested or raped. Just about all of them. You know what I'm saying? And like just about all of them. So why the fuck would you not believe your daughter? You told me that first time. But
I
like,
mean,
that's fucking. It's really fucking ridiculous, man. But like, we have so many. Like, it's so many layers to the bullshit in our community, though. You know what I'm saying? Because like, if you talk about that, you also have to talk about jail, like people being locked up and shit.
Yeah, people don't. I think that the mothers don't want to believe their daughters when their daughters tell them that the stepfather or the boyfriend is making passes at her or even actually molesting her. It's because the mom got low self-esteem. She worrying about being alone. She's worrying about, not having a man to define her.
Yep,
Because
and I agree.
because that happens a lot. I see a
Hmm.
lot of that where the mother just knows the truth, but she don't believe her daughter. She don't want to believe it. That's what there's a reggae artist named Queen Ifrica, and that's what she experienced with her stepfather. You understand? She told her mom. The mom was in denial about it. And one day her mom came home from work early. I guess her mother had a feeling that she needs to go home. And she went home and she found her husband having sex with her daughter.
oh, you
Now
mean
she
raping? Because children
raping.
cannot.
That's
You
right.
cannot.
Raping
Children
her
cannot. Children
raping
cannot
her daughter.
consent.
Exactly, raping her daughter. She walked in on it because she didn't listen. So she went there one day having a feeling, and that's when she caught him right red-handed in the act. And her mom died not too long after that. I think her mom died of a broken heart.
May she rot in piss.
You know,
Sorry,
but
not sorry. I
but
feel you, Will.
she
Shit,
kind
I
of like
mean,
she forgave her mom. She understood why her mom was in the state of mind her mom was in, and you know what I'm saying. She's looking at it from all angles of it or whatever.
Now,
And
why
plus,
we always? Nah, I'm gonna say
now
something like
I'm
why
just
we
telling you
always
what she
looking
said.
for a way to forgive people doing shit that is fucking reprehensible. Why we always trying to forgive somebody? Fuck that.
Because
On
that's
some
her
real shit.
mom. It's her mother, so she feels like, I understand what my mom was going through. I know she loved me. She was just caught between a love affair and her daughter. Some women is not strong. Some women is not like me. You know what I'm saying? Because if I would have walked in on him doing that to my daughter, he would have been chopped up. He would have been dead. I don't even understand how he even is still living.
All right, so
But
I'm gonna just
everybody is different. She seems to understand why her mother did what she did, reacted the way she reacted, but at the same time, her husband has to deal with a lot of her trauma because she even said in certain ways that he has to hold her in certain positions she can't have sex in because it triggers that moment when the stepfather was raping her.
see, and see from being with dealing with somebody who experienced that shit when I was dealing with her, and I said something in a comment, it just completely killed the whole vibe, and I mean, because I commented on the scar that she had. You know what I'm saying? And then she let me know where it came from, and it just like completely killed it for me. And then she was just like, "Oh no," I'm like, "Nah, it's it fucks them up for life. It's scars you can't get rid of." And I'm gonna call out every single one of y'all who think y'all are gangsters, whatever y'all want to call yourselves. And if you ain't hunting for them, the ones who do that shit, then I can't respect your gangster.
That's my point. For real, because if you could go out on a killing spree to kill your own, go out on that killing spree to get rid of these pedophiles, child molesters, and rapists.
On everything.
Go on a killing spree for that.
For real.
Niggas pie as hell. Man. I ain't gonna lie. Like they talk tough until it's time to do some real shit.
Thank you. You're not that bad, because if you was that bad, you'll be smashing all pedophiles, all child molesters, all rapists.
On everything.
Smashing them now. You'll be smashing them.
I be telling people all the time.
They ain't smashing them because they're not as bad as they say they are.
Nope.
If you're a real killer, kill molesters. Real shit. If you're a real killer, kill rapists.
Mm-hmm.
Or at the very least, use your skills for the benefit of our people, not the detriment. I mean, goddamn. Like, there's like we're under attack right now, literally. Like, that dude in Buffalo literally like sent like live stream the shit that he did. And then, if I don't know if y'all noticed, it's been more attacks since then. You know what I'm saying?
Yep, it's been more attacks. And
that's the mind control they got. It's like they could just press a button and a white supremacist will go crazy. He'll go into a church, or he'll go into a crowd with the black people.
We out here, the black community out here making memes and shit. We out here worrying about Blue Ivy going to the fucking basketball game with Jay-Z and who fucking SZA or wherever the fuck people talking about right now instead of real shit. And then as far as people showing up, like literally, my profile picture on Facebook is me surrounded by a SWAT team in real life. Like with a pistol on my shoulder, a rifle on my shoulder, pistol on my hip, cop the Constitution in my hand, all that good kind of shit. So many people was like, "Yo, bro, I'm on everything. It's overcast. I'm gonna be out there, all that good kind of shit." I was out there by myself, and I still didn't put my guns down. None of that shit. I fought.
And you gonna stay by yourself because all they doing is chit chatting.
Oh God! Like it's been so many times at the Trump rally. When I got to fight for dude or whatever, he left me in there while I was fighting for his bitch ass. Oh God! Like the police slapped somebody at a gas station down here. I walked to the police station with my guns and shit. Like, yo, what the fuck y'all got going on down here, right? And all this shit I'm saying, you can look it up for yourself. I don't got no reason to lie, and Will tell your ass. So like, they pulled guns on me when I went to the police department. I'm like, fuck y'all, I got guns too. You know what I'm saying? But all the quote unquote hard ass street niggas, the ones that say I sound, because I sound intelligent. So they're like, bro, why you talk like that? And all that kind of shit. I'm like, oh well, I'm intelligent. But I'm still harder than your ass is. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna show the fuck up. Like when Trump bitch ass said that he was coming down here. Like all of us said the same shit growing up. Bro, ain't no fucking way we gonna let somebody do some racist shit in front of us and get away with it. Ain't no fucking way. You not gonna do this in front of me. You not gonna say this in front of me. All that shit. And then this motherfucker gonna come to a 75% black city and think shit sweet. Man, fuck you. Fuck you.
Yeah, by the way, that shit's on YouTube too. About you can look that shit up. They would sit there jumping his ass right now. Talk about some all lives matter while they was jumping him. And they cut away when he fighting back.
Yep. And then the black police officers that was in there. I'm in a documentary called 13-2 on Netflix. But if you look at the video, there's some black police officers in there. They trying to hold my hands while motherfuckers choking me. So I literally had to attack through them to get to the motherfucker that was choking me and throw him over my shoulder so I wouldn't fucking die. In real life. But motherfuckers was all in the comments talking about what they would have did. Man, I would have did this, I would have did that. Man, I'm like, oh, okay. Mm-hmm. Like yeah, right. I haven't seen none of y'all bitches nowhere. Like I remember again, I went viral a couple times in my life. So I got tased like 20 times in the parking lot, right? I remember distinctly, and I was doing security for the people so they can get away. I always end up doing security for the people. Like I don't want to, I don't want to get like if I organize some shit, I don't want my people to get hurt. You know what I'm saying? I take security seriously. So I'm always last man or whatever. So anyway, they ended up tasing me about 20 times or whatever. And a dude was in the comments talking about dude I went to school with. He was like, "Yeah, man, it's funny as hell listening to you scream and shit." But and it was funny because like I was talking to him about coming to the protest, and he was like, "I ain't gonna do all that good kind of shit." And then he was trying to talk shit, after I got tased or whatever. So I sent him my address, right? And he was like, "Oh yeah, I'm about to kill you," all this good kind of shit, right? And so I was like, and I did this openly. I did it in an open discussion to prove a point. I was like, now you wasn't gonna show up at the protest. You didn't show up at the protest. I gave you the address of that shit too, but you trying to show up at my house right now. And I was like, that's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying. And I was like, now if you show up, if I see you, it's not gonna go well for you. I mean, just being honest, it's not gonna go well for you. If I fought the police and they got guns and backup and shit, you think you coming with anybody is gonna phase me like any? But that's us in a nutshell though. Like we'll talk all that shit until it's time to do some real shit, and then we'll just go sit down on the couch and be like, well, we just gonna let God handle it.
Yo, right? Yo, we gonna pray about it. Oh no.
Well, hold up. In Jesus' hands. That's in Jesus' hands.
No. You supposed to stand for your rights and protect your women and children, but not like that, brother. Not like that.
Like
don't you fight back.
That's what they said until I shot a dude protecting my sister. And then it was like, oh no, like not like that. I didn't mean that hard. Like what the fuck were you thinking?
Yeah, don't kill for your family now. You're supposed to die for them. All right, just lay down and die. Don't kill for them though. Don't kill for them.
Like and bringing it back to the parent shit. Like if you care about your family, especially your child, like there is nothing that you will not be willing to endure, get rid of, none of that shit for your child. Love makes you do that. So like when I hear things like when we was talking about like the female like letting her daughter, knowing that her daughter's being molested, or like turning a blind eye because of her circumstance or whatever. Like I understand to a certain extent, but at the same time, for me, like she needs something. I'm sorry, I'm not. We are all grown. We're all grown up too. Okay, we all have suffered. We've all have suffered because our parents didn't learn better. You know what I'm saying? Those are all true statements. However, as an adult, that child did not fucking ask to be here. Period.com. That child did not fucking ask to be here. All that and you are responsible for it. You're responsible for their safety. You're responsible for their well-being. You're responsible for their everything. If that child comes to you and tell you some shit like that, why would they make up some shit like that?
For real. And especially if they don't know what it is.
Like why would an innocent child come up and be like, yeah, he took it, he put his wee-wee on me or some shit? Why would they say that if that's not really happening? You know what I'm saying? And then like if we not, like me personally, I feel, I explain this to people all the time. Loving someone or loving something is not just hugging and kissing that shit. It's not just saying, "Oh, you beautiful." It's also putting your foot up his ass, like when they fucking up.
Right.
It's also protecting what you love. If you say you love somebody and you won't protect it, you'll fucking lie, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna say this too because I'm like. Feel triggered if you want to. If you don't correct your child when they're doing bullshit, you don't love your child. You don't.
I agree.
Like, you know what I'm saying? If you have a problem with somebody else saying something to your child when they're doing fuck shit, and you're telling them that you got it, when you clearly ain't even fucking paying attention, you fucking suck as a parent. Straight up. Yep. That's it.
I agree. I totally agree,
man. Because it's like in real life situations I'm talking about here now. You know what I'm saying? And then if you're allowing your child to lie and not holding them accountable for lying and not teaching them that, listen. Also, I'm gonna have to say this one too. Discipline is not to be dispensed in anger. They're supposed to understand why they're receiving a consequence. You're supposed to get feedback from them. You ask them,
You said
is this
something.
a why is this thing that you have done a bad thing? Do you know why it is? All right. Do you think I'm just trying to punish you and I enjoy punishing you? You should be more questioning than yelling and screaming and when you're angry. All right, because they're only gonna figure you're angry and you don't have self-control. So it's just you being angry. It's not that they did something wrong, it's you being angry and you're only screaming and yelling at them because you're angry. And this is appropriate behavior that you're supposed to do when you're angry. So that's what you're teaching them.
Now I feel what you saying on that, Will. But being a parent, I will also tell you that your kids will make you want to. This is Sparta kick their ass in the test.
This
You
is
know what I'm saying?
Spartacus. Man,
This
what's
is
that?
Sparta and kick their ass down the hole. They make you want to do that shit. Um, so that's some real shit you said. Like sometimes, like me myself, I'm a big strong ass dude. Like sometimes I have to like go smoke a blunt, go outside, look at the stars, like call Will, like do something for a second before I go to them because, like you said, I don't want to go in anger. Um, but also the kids sometimes will do some shit that make you have that knee jerk reaction too.
Right.
And
I
that's just
mean,
being real. Everybody that's a parent know what the fuck I'm talking about. If you don't, you a lie. I'm sorry.
and they, they kids, that's what they do. They test you. They test
Yep.
you. But
Yep.
thing is, when we talk about toxic parents, what they do is they go overboard. I'm gonna give you an example for we had kids around the corner who didn't receive whoopings. I'm a kid that got his ass whooped for shit that he did. So I used to get my ass whooped. They didn't, and they would feel like it was funny to hear me getting my ass whooped. So what they would do is they make up a lie, and it's like before I'm even talk to them, the punishment is dispensed, and it's like, yo, why aren't you even consulting me about what's happening before you come and you just punish me? You didn't even ask me, did I do this or did I do that or did I do the other? And that's like, you know what I'm saying? Confirm first before you just start going on. Especially if you hearing it from somebody else. If you hearing it from somebody else, it's like if you know your child's character and you're like, I don't know about that. And it's like for one of the issues, it's like confirm my whereabouts. One of the times things happen like that, I'm like, I wasn't even in that area. How could I have done something to them over there when I was all the way over there? You know what I'm saying? And I told you where I was going. I asked permission to go there. So I wasn't even around because I was purposely avoiding them. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm an advanced child, so I can articulate myself very well back then too. Yeah, and it's like I'm going to the park that way. You know what I'm saying? Across the street. You know what I'm saying? They're not even allowed to cross the street. So, you know, when something happened over there in the courtyard, that's in the courtyard over there. I'm over there. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you didn't even confirm my whereabouts before you started dispensing. And then, like, of course, that turns into a lot of anger. You know what I'm saying? Being punished for something that you didn't do and overly
Right.
punished turns you into a beast. It turns you into a beast.
That's right.
Or you go empty, or you turn inward and start internalizing that anger. And I'm not an internalizer. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, it changes how the child actually, you know, operates in the world. Because nowadays, you can't say shit to me. You know what I'm saying? That's a false accusation without me taking it to heightened levels because of what I've been through from being lied on as a child. And that translated even into my adult life. So, I mean, it affects people long term. I mean, and some of us, like I'm one. Shit, I did therapy today. You know what I'm saying? I took it upon myself to do it because I want to maintain my mental hygiene. Because some of us, like, we got issues. We got plenty of issues, and the issues started at home.
Tell me about it. That's right. For real. And then when a person say, "Oh, I had a good childhood. I was spoiled," you know, I had both parents, or I had my grandparents, or I had parents and grandparents. When they say that, those be the most narcissist, self-centered at sometimes type of
Expo-
people.
Spoiling your children also damages them.
I know, I know. And you see these parents,
Man,
like what I was saying earlier with my mother, that my mom ended up being a toxic parent, unconsciously and unwillingly doing so. She was trying to please my grandmother so much and doing everything and trying to be a best daughter, a best Christian that she could be.
oh my fucking god.
That she sacrificed. Yeah, I'm telling you some real live. It's probably in that same book that Will didn't read yet, but I'm telling you a real life incident that I had to analyze and accept and forgive my own mother for being a toxic parent because I know where it came from. She wouldn't have naturally did that on her own had she didn't have my grandmother who's toxic and a bully in the way. You see, because when my uncle, my mother's brother, which is my grandmother's favorite, all right. When his daughter went astray, my grandmother was there for her rescue all the time. 999.99% of the time, she was right there. Same thing for my uncle. Same way. Then hit my uncle's daughter had children. She had two of them back to back. My grandmother took one, my mother took one. All right. Then I got pregnant with my son. So you would think that, okay, my mom would give more of her love and affection and time and attention to me and my son getting ready to have a baby because that's just her brother's granddaughter. She's not really obligated. She never came from her womb. She didn't carry her mother. That's not her granddaughter. That's not her daughter. This is her great niece that she chose to put her children, me, and grandchildren, my children aside to raise her brother's children. While her brother just have a time of his life. Went on his crack sprees at one point in his life. He had everybody in town that smoked crack and every age group in his apartment getting high. In his one bedroom studio garage that was converted into a nice studio done by my granny. Okay. And while he's getting high, my mom's raising his grandchildren. Now they're grown now. They can care less about my mother. Who's showing love? Me and mine. Who cares about my
Oh
mother right
my
now? Her
god.
husband?
Oh
Me
my
and
god.
mine. Those,
Yo,
I knew you was gonna say something. Go ahead, though.
you
Tell them.
already know, bro.
Listen,
So
bro. Go ahead.
when I tell you, like, I fucking
who's
feel
stealing
that
from my
so
mother?
fucking hard.
Who's stealing from my mother? The one she helped raise.
Yo, on my daddy fucking grave. Like, so
Who dished
my
her dirt? The one she raised. Her own husband dished her dirt. He's another story. But we're talking about the family thing, like, Yeah.
yo,
Mom
so like,
became a toxic parent because she was trying to please other family members, her mother, her brother, the great nieces, feeling sorry for them because they were in the system. And I'm not saying she was wrong for wanting to help, but you forgot about your own that you gave birth to. That's when you became toxic.
mm,
That's when that good
mm.
deed doesn't count anymore because now you're neglecting who's really related to you, who you carried in your womb for 9 months. And now your daughter has children, which is me. I'm her daughter. Now I have children. So now
Now
you're
see,
a grandmother.
I don't know about the like, okay,
And now
so
she's
like,
a great grandmother
and still the same behavior.
and couldn't be in none of our lives the way she would have loved to because she was too busy giving all her time, energy, and affection to the brother, children, grandchildren, great grandchildren. She raised 3 generations from her brother.
No,
That she
okay,
didn't
so
have to do.
you're gonna love this one. You're gonna love
Oh,
this one,
did
right?
you hear what I said? She raised 3 generations of
And
her
nobody helping.
and
So,
they're MIA, missing in action. They don't care. They hoping that some life insurance is left for them. That's what they're waiting for
oh
now.
my god! Oh, you're gonna love this. You're gonna love this.
They
So,
skipped all of
like,
the other stuff I just
uh,
said. They want life insurance. When's she gonna die? Oh, she
yo,
losing her mind. She got Alzheimer's. When's she gonna die?
so since I shot the dude that I shot, unfortunately, the dude that I shot was my mom's husband, right? Unfortunately, but she since that time she has been bedridden. Like can't get out of bed, right? Like literally, I'll take care of her by myself. Like cleaning her up, going to get the groceries, going to get the medicine, all that good kind of stuff, right? So mind you, like I said, during that 3 years I was unemployed. I couldn't. Nobody gave me a job. Nobody was like looking out for me, but Will ass, like being real. Will was checking on my ass like he was my actual blood fucking brother. calling me, texting me, hitting me up, like sending me a couple of dollars so I can what the fuck ever. But like, so like I'm sitting outside my mom's house, like literally like fucking boohoo crying and shit. Like, cause it's like fucking hard to get back and forth over there with no fucking resources and shit, right? So my grandmother pretty much raised me and shit, right? My grandmother told my aunt who has money, her husband worked on the railroad his whole life and shit, right? She told them not to help me because I don't believe in God. So
yeah, I went through that.
No, you don't believe in Jesus.
But check it out. Check it out. So none of my sisters that believe in Jesus go over there and help my mom. None of these people that are God or Bible thumpers and shit are over there doing that shit. But like, and then who they choose to help? They choose to help a crackhead who is not part of the family. Literally, I mean, I ain't trying to make fun of the brother or whatever, but like, I mean, he's a crackhead. So they rather give money to that guy who's not doing nothing than help me.
You see what you just said? Because I have said several times that if you're on drugs or you're in jail, my family will go over backwards helping them. But
that's why I was like, I gotta get in on this.
Or you need help to buy a house or buy a car, and it ain't gonna work. It's not gonna work. If you're on drugs or in jail and got babies that's in the system, they there to help you.
Man, oh God, like wow. So like I said, I went viral several times, right? During that entire time, like I got family members that was just breaking into cars, robbing people, all that good kind of shit. They went and got them out of jail every fucking time. They giving them money. I'm not hating, but I'm like, yo, I was doing shit for the movement. Like I got arrested for kicking in the door to a police station. Like I got a gun pulled on me in a jail cell. My family didn't say shit to me, shit about me, none of that shit. Like literally, I was on cover of magazines and shit. My family was ignoring my ass. in real life. But,
about it.
I mean, I'm a soldier. Like you do soldier shit when shit get hard, you fucking laugh and keep fucking going. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
ain't no point in sitting there crying about it and shit. Like you fucking get mad and you fucking push through. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like, oh well, fuck you. Like that's what I said. I'm an ass. I'm a real nice guy, but I'm an asshole too. Like I'm quick to be like, oh well, fuck it, let's go. I mean, it's a defense tactic, survival mechanism. How you want to fucking look at it? It works though. But like you're very right on that, Lo. It seems like the people that and again, you don't want to you understand even the people that's on drugs and shit. Like the dude, unfortunately, the dude that I killed was on drugs. I did not hate that dude. I did not hate him whatsoever. I didn't think he was a bad person, none of that shit. But when he was on that shit, he made some fucked up decisions. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think that people that own drugs don't deserve, I don't feel like that they don't deserve care. They do deserve care. They do deserve to be treated well and all that good kind of stuff. But if you as a parent, as a family, you going out of your way all the time to quote unquote bring the people back on the path that's doing fuck shit out here, storing powder, breaking into people's house, snatching purses and shit. Like you going out of your way to be there for them, but the people literally all the shit that I ever got arrested for was doing shit for other people. Like literally, you can Google me. Like if you Google my fucking name, like all the shit that I ever got arrested for, all that shit was for helping other people or fighting for other people. Every single last one, even up to the being honest, the time where I killed somebody, all the way up until then. But if you look at not just my family, but the community, like all that kind of shit, like people they don't really support the people that do the real work. They want motherfuckers that y'all already see the finesse that happened with the Black Lives Matter shit. You know what I'm saying? And the preachers finesse in the community. That shit been happening for years. Like that's who they want to support. Not the people that's really, really doing shit. And it's fucking amazing and infuriating. Like, why don't we support the ones that are doing the positive things that need support? Why do we only support the motherfuckers that's doing bullshit?
And the only time like you would get support is when okay, you want to borrow some money and they know their income tax time is coming around, so they know you're gonna pay them back, and that's the only time you can get that strength.
Shit.
Any other occasion, it's no, no, no. But they steady helping the other ones, like that same uncle, my mother's brother. I'm telling you, when I said that he has the whole town that gets high, smoking crack, in his little studio garage converted into an apartment, in there getting high from the babies to my grandmother's age. Okay,
So
he
yeah,
had all
I
age groups
gotta
in there getting high.
I gotta break in here. So like I mean, I had a so-called friend set me up, and I really believe that she actually expected the police to kill me because she know my damn attitude and how I am. Matter of fact, we had a situation where she was in cuffs one time, but like this pig was like a detective, and he had grabbed her up. He didn't know that she was a female. She looked really manly, and he found out she was a female by putting his hands literally down her pants and feeling her up. And I went over there and knocked him the fuck out. And my boy scared the shit out of me because I'm about to take the damn gun belt, the whole gun belt off, not just the gun, just the whole shit. And I'm like, I got her to run up the street, and I got to play the distraction and let them see me go up the street too. But like, I got her inside. And back in the day, we all used to have those handcuff things. And that same person set me up. She had a boy. She started doing drugs, and she had some dude out there sticking people up and shit like that in a place I ain't never been before. And when it came time, and they came and smashed in my door, talking shit to me, I'm sitting there spazzing out like, yo, you ain't gonna tell me to shut up in my own fucking house. Fuck you. You know what I'm saying? And I'm thinking that it's something local because I seen the detective that I had an issue with. And then come to find out, when I see my paperwork, it said white male, 5'10", muscular build. And I'm like, hold on a second. White male, 5'10", muscular build. This is somebody else's paperwork. And then it reiterated, white male suspect took off on foot because that was her boy. She was getting high with him. But when I called my family, I'm like, listen, I looked at the date. It just so happened to be my father's birthday. Now, mind you, talk about this toxic parent shit. I'm being bitched at about calling my father for his birthday all day. I know when my father wakes up to go to work, he don't give a fuck about his birthday. He ain't taking a day off. You know what I'm saying? He just be pissed at me for waking him up. You know what I'm saying? Because
Right,
I know my dad. So I'm like,
right,
listen.
right.
You know what I'm saying? Me and him, we still talk to this day, but it's like we don't communicate every day, but it's like it is what it is though. Like, no saying we have a better relationship than we did back then. But I'm like, you're not really concerned about me calling my father for his birthday. You're really concerned because I'm on the phone having fun with somebody right now. Because I had a girl I was talking to at the time. Now, fast forward when I'm sitting there in jail, and I'm like, hold up, you know where I was on my father's birthday. In fact, you was bitching at me the whole day. It got so bad, I'm like, let me get out the house so you should get my hair braided. And I went to the lady who was braiding my hair's house, and I asked permission for the girl to call me there. And when the girl calls, I mean, I'm talking to her, you know what I'm saying? I call my boy, I call my cousin, comes through. I'm saying, got a couple of people that can confirm. I wasn't nowhere near that other place, you know what I'm saying? And had it been any other day, I wouldn't have remembered. But because that toxic parenthood shit we talking about right now, it's like, yo, you bitch to be out the whole fucking day to the point where I had to get the fuck up out the house. So you know I couldn't have been over there that way. And it's like when it came time when I fired my first lawyer and had my second lawyer, and he hired a private investigator to talk to the people, meaning my mother, like my cousin wasn't going to participate, but like whatever, he's not my
Right.
real cousin, but it's like I asked the lady who was braiding my hair. I called her one day. I'm like, "What's this thing about you don't remember anything?" Well, she tells me, "Well, your mother called me and threatened me and tell me if I help you, that she's gonna get someone to arrest me I'm like, what? And she gave certain details that nobody else knows that I'm like, yo, she definitely did that. My mother did that shit. So when I tell people to the day, my mother helped put me in prison, I mean that shit. In actuality, I actually recorded the lady telling me it again. Because I'm like, I don't think people going to believe me. I'm like, so I recorded her saying that, like, yeah, your mother called me and said, don't help you. Like, leave it alone. My mother told the private investigator that I need to fess up. And my question was, fess up to what? The fuck am I fessing up to? I couldn't have been there. I didn't do shit. Like, I never even been to that part of town before. So when it comes down to it, I mean, what am I fessing up for? So, and also when I gotta put this in perspective. My mother co-signed a fucking motorcycle for some dude she was fucking with, but couldn't go and get a loan to get me out of prison for something I didn't do. And my bail at first was only 18,000, which would have been 1,800 at first. Then when my first lawyer, when I asked him to bring me in for what do you call it, for a bail reduction, all he had to do was go, "Hey, you're looking for a white guy," and point to me. He couldn't even do that. So my bail got raised, but not by much. But it was only 25,000. So that's 2,500. So you can get a loan and co-sign a fucking bike for some dude you fucking, but you can't get your fucking son out of prison, out of jail for some shit he didn't do. You go to other people and threaten them to not help them. What kind of shit is that? And then you have people sit there actively telling me, well, that's your mother and you need to respect her. And I'm like, fuck out of here. She's lucky I still talk to her.
And you see, this is the part that I think where that whole religious thing start kicking in because
oh no, my mom's is an atheist. She ain't even religious. She just a whole asshole. She's just an asshole.
No, I'm not talking about with your mom. I'm talking about like just people in general that will make a comment and say, hey, that's your mom. You whatever she says goes. You still gotta love her. Those are the people who coming from that. Oh, you gotta forgive and forget mind frame. It doesn't matter how bad a person do you. You gotta have that forgiveness. No, it's not about forgive and forget. Yeah, okay, I forgive you because I'm not gonna hold you on my heart, but I'm gonna remember that. Because if I forget, you're gonna keep doing it again, or somebody else gonna do it again. No, I need to remember that because it's gonna remind me next time not to let that thing happen again. So, you get those type of responders is where I'm getting at that will say, oh, that's your mom, deal with the toxic parent. It's basically what they're telling you to just deal with it. And I don't think that that's the proper thing to do. That's not the answer to give somebody if they're telling you I'm innocent and my mom would help her no good boyfriend who's definitely not innocent because she's probably not even with him now.
Nope. Not even with him now.
Her child.
It wasn't even a relationship. It was just some dude she was fucking with.
Wow. See, all of that plays into being a toxic parent.
Oh God.
And when you put your man or your woman before your child and your own priorities and your own self, that's definitely a self-esteem problem. That's a lack of love or self issue. It's a little deeper,
You serious?
Yeah.
It goes a little deeper than I'm just a religious person. It goes a little deeper than the slave mentality. Now, this has got something to do with how you feel about you.
No, what I mean by open the door is like so I'm sure y'all aware about the whole trend of people asking who eat first shit. Like if you're who eats first. Like if your family, like if you make dinner for your wife or your kids and all that good kind of stuff, or like, in a relationship, like in a relationship with your family, like who comes first? You know what I'm saying? And there's several schools of thought on that. So like that could be, I think that should be discussed too. Because a lot of people feel like, what I'm saying, like if you're in a relationship, like if you married, now I'm not just gonna say relationship, I'm gonna say marriage. Like because that's what I know.
Together. Yeah.
So no, I'm married. Like so, I was saying like marriage for me because I'm married and I know about marriage. So, you Dang, what else? I'm sorry, y'all. I lost my train of thought.
Who eats first, right?
Okay, so like you when you with like me and my wife, whatever, like you know what I'm saying, like she if she get off work or whatever and come here and I made food, whatever, um like it's not I don't understand like people's shit about that. Like if she like we supposed to have each other back. Like I mean I know like this might not be the popular thing or whatever. But we made a vow to each other. You know what I'm saying? Like we made a vow to each other to love, protect, honor each other, serve each other, all that good kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Now, of course, we love our children. Of course, of course, like we care about our children. But it's also a conscientious effort to put each other first in all things. You know what I'm saying? Like if as much as humanly possible. Um, but when it comes to our kids, now because we both also agree, like you said, our kids didn't ask to be here. We did that. We brought them here, so we need to do everything that we can to make their life good or whatever. But we don't. I'm not gonna say like I'm a. Again, we make sacrifices, but I'm not gonna put my child in front of, so to speak, my wife. Like if my child want to do something and me and my wife don't think it's a good idea, um, that's or she don't think it's a good idea or whatever. Like that's what it is. Go sit your ass down. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no I'm gonna go what you say or what you want over her. Or like let you, and even with the food thing, like I don't know if y'all have to feed teenagers, but holy fucking god. So like um when and I don't even believe in that dude. So like if you say you feeding teenagers, you got like food in the house and all that good kind of stuff, and they will eat you out of house and home, as you know. So like we literally sometimes we have to fucking either we hide food, we'll we'll hide food so that we'll have some, or we'll literally just buy food for us and bring it to the room, um, because they'll just eat any and everything. But I don't. So where do y'all stand on that whole like who eats first? How do you handle um the relationship with the family? Because I mean I feel like the kids they're supposed to see a loving relationship. It ain't supposed to be like no subservient shit, no one person doing everything, one person doing all the suffering, one person doing all the anything. Like it's supposed to be a mutually beneficial, enjoyable. We laugh together, talk together, play with each other, have a good relationship type shit. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, what do y'all think about that? What are y'all thoughts on that?
Um, I guess when David or Will could go, I would like to hear somebody else's thoughts first.
In other
David,
words,
you
I want to touch that with a 10-foot pole.
Hey yo, because I ain't even heard shit from David yet, so let's hear from David, man.
Well, it's difficult, but it's simple. Love unconditionally, but not unless whatever. You're supposed to love unconditionally. Uh, to me, I'm not trying to be petty or anything, but my mother said,
I'm not trying to be petty while I'm being petty.
well, I don't want to talk about it, and it seems petty to somebody else when you're supposed to love your mother unconditionally. But
Wow.
let's say your mother sabotages your relationship by forcing you to do something that you don't want to do, shouldn't have had to have done. By like in my case, I had to move to Texas right at the point where I could have finished my school year and helped out like that, but my mother took it upon herself to do the things that she do, and it was kind of dark what she did. My dad pays all the bills. My mom, she took bill money and spent it on herself because she felt like she deserved it. And in that instance, she ruined my life by doing that. Because I only had, now I'm not even sure how many credits I needed, but it would have been just part of a semester to get it done. So
Uh-huh.
here I go moving to Texas, having worked my ass off to get credits that I didn't need for something I could have finished, at my regular school or at my home school, I should say. And I could have helped her out by working. But with that incident, she took my livelihood away because I was in love with a girl that I should have married. She should have been my first and only wife. But that didn't happen because she did what she did. And it was very hurtful. It was very harmful. And it's like she really didn't give a shit about doing it in the first place. So sometimes you can do some shit that's very harmful, and sometimes you're aware of it because that's the kind of shit that you do all the damn time. But on the second hand, you know, you hurt more people than you're hurting,
Man,
and
I have a
that doesn't feel good. It's not right, So you can hurt a lot of people. I'm very angry with my mother because of that, and with her ways, she to me she destroyed my dad by bitching him to death. That's how I put it. That's how I saw it. That's how I lived it. She literally bitched him to death, nagged the shit out of
Damn.
him. He got to the point to where he didn't care, what he had to do to get away from her. He got away from her, and that kind of ended his life because it was a stressful event that went sideways because of his health condition.
so
So you can hurt people being who you are, doing the shit that you do, and it's wrong what you do, but you do it anyway because you lay some excuse to it, which to you gives you a right to do it, but you hurt so many people in the process.
I had a situation where it was kind of funny and fucked up same time. Um, so my grandfather's a Navy man. That's how he ended up here in Boston from North Carolina. He was going to join the Marines. The Marine guy wasn't there. He was leaving because he didn't like the woman that his father married, my great grandfather married. So he's like, fuck this. Left the farm, off the tractors. Like, I'm joining the Marine. Marine guy wasn't there. He joined the Navy. Fast forward, he meets my grandmother. They have all them babies, which is my aunts and my father. And my father becomes a Navy man. And like, you know what I'm saying? And that's what he was doing. I thought about joining the Navy. And I was like, I don't know about it. Then when it came time for high school selection, I picked a certain school because I had international program. I was an advanced kid, but they always put me in the fucked up classes and shit like that. I never had a good time in school like that. It's like academically great, behaviorally, oh fuck no. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, I'm gonna challenge your bullshit. If I see some bullshit, I'm gonna challenge it. I'm gonna ask, what the fuck are you talking about if you don't even know the subject? And I'm literally reading books on subjects that have nothing to do with school. It's not part of the curriculum because that's what I enjoy doing. So I wanted to get into this certain school. My mother puts me into Rex Roxbury High. When I asked her, why would you choose that school? That's not even one of the schools I chose. She said, because it's the furthest away from me. All right. I end up in the NJROTC program, which is Navy Junior Officer Recruits and Training. So I'm actually gaining ranks. if I ever enlisted in the Navy, I would retain those ranks. And if I wanted to go to college, I would retain those ranks and continue to gain ranks in college. So that became the goal. But when it came time for every exercise we did, sometimes we would gain a rank. There was one time we were supposed to go to Key West, Florida, because there's a base there. So I'm like, hell yeah, I'm doing this. I was on my best behavior, doing what I'm supposed to do. No issue, no nothing. She tells my father that I've been in trouble in school. And it's like, when? It's literally been months since I've had an incident issue at school. But she lied to my father, wouldn't sign the permission slip. Mind you, they're not paying for it, but she made the excuse of, well, you're going to have money, and I don't have any money. I'm like, I got my own money. I mean, so I don't need yours. You're making excuses. Why is you screwing me over on this? Oh, because I don't want you to go. Why don't you want me to go? You're affecting my whole career. If I am to join the Navy, I would have a higher rank by going to this trip. Do you understand that? Like I said, so it's like, it's a complete fuck you all the time. If it don't pertain, like to this day, I'm blocked on the phone right now. So I've been texting her about shit that's been going on, and I'm not receiving any text back. So she obviously like fucking blocked me, but there's a reason for that too. I cussed everybody out because, like I said, people take the precedent of the parent and they try to do the same shit. So all she does is talk shit about me, so everybody else thinks that they can do the same. You know what I'm saying? And me, I'm like, oh no, the buck stops here. Who the fuck you think you're talking to? You're not gonna talk to me like that. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? So it ended up being a family cuss out fest. Like, you're not gonna talk to me like that. You're not gonna talk to me like that. You're not gonna talk to me like that. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it was. And now everybody's mad. And I don't give a fuck because I'm drawing that line. I'm throwing that boundary down. Because if you don't, they will back you into a corner and you'll be curled up in a fetal position, still getting kicked. So you need to stand up for yourself. And I'm a full advocate for that. You stand on your boundaries. And if them people cut you off, what did you lose? Someone that disrespects you? I call that a game. If somebody who disrespects me doesn't want to talk to me anymore, that's a plus. Because now I'm not being disrespected anymore. Until they can learn to talk to me like they got some sort of sense. So, like I said, when it comes down to it, I mean, like I have a text message in here too. It's like, you don't give a fuck if you burn a bitch. I'm like, goddamn right, you know it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I keep the weed in a lighter.
Hell yeah.
Well, you know what? You got to make them respect you, even if they don't want to. You have to make them do it in order for them to know. Listen, if I'm gonna be around him, I gotta behave a certain way, because if not, he gonna burn it out. So you're gonna make them respect you, or you don't come around me. The choice is yours.
Yep.
Either you behave or stay over there. That's it.
It don't matter what you were born in.
You have to do that, but that's just how certain individuals are.
Yep. You gotta let them know. Like,
it's
literally,
not everybody that you have to be like that with, but some people you do.
Yep.
And you don't feel bad that you gotta be that way, because people will take the goodie out you.
Man,
know, until there's nothing left anymore. They'll drip you dry. Okay?
I promise I fucking know.
Takers don't know when to stop. I mean, because it's like after they take everything from you, they'll move on to the next person. Please believe it. It's not you, it's them. It's not you, it's them.
Yes.
And get that correct.
They're completely narcissists.
I mean, everybody ain't a narcissist, but they are assholes. And sometimes, like, what's that?
Is that a word of the fucking day, bro? Is that our word of the day, asshole?
Man, listen.
Well, they sound
is this
like
an anatomy class?
To me.
Is this an anatomy class? Listen, but
there's a narc class.
There's a saying too.
Talk about.
There's a saying too. It's like, before you diagnose yourself with the depression, make sure you're not just surrounded by assholes. Real shit.
You might be surrounded around a bunch of depression. For real.
No, I'm saying before you diagnose yourself with depression, make sure it's not just that you're not surrounded by assholes.
You might be around a bunch of people that's depressed.
You ain't gonna say.
She
And
just
they
Listen,
start,
refused to say
they
asshole.
start
That's all.
rubbing off on you, you know?
She has something with the word asshole. Let's
uh-huh.
discuss.
Yeah. Okay.
No, I'm just saying, depressed, a-hole, whatever you want to call it, they still got a problem.
I mean, but I will give you that, sister. Now right now we're in the middle of a fucking pandemic. Everybody acts like we're not, but we fucking are. People still getting fucking COVID right now. But not only that, our children, there's a whole nother pandemic of like mental health with our
Oh
teenagers,
yes.
our
Yes.
children, because they see how fucked up the world is. Like everybody's on strike. Like literally the people that make Kellogg's cornflakes are on strike right now, fam. Teachers are on strike. Everybody's asking for more money to be treated like human beings and shit. And the world's response is shut up and work harder. Why would they be feeling happy about this shit? Why would they feel like they literally just about every article you see on the news, the greenhouse effect is gone too far. We ain't gonna be able to we're not gonna be able to clean the air enough for us to survive for too much longer. All the animals are fucking dying. Like right now, everybody's talking about the heat in Alabama. It was 105 yesterday, and it's like 90 something today. Like, and that's for everywhere in the fucking South, bro. Like, but climate change isn't real. Minimum wage hasn't went up in 20 fucking years. The minimum, like the minimum price to buy a house is in the six figures and shit. Even though minimum wage is only what, about 24,000 a year, something like that. So the minimum way you could buy the minimum price you could buy a house for is in the six figures, but the minimum wage you get paid is very low in the five figures. And it's low five figures. So like, and they see that shit. So I do agree with you. It's not just about the assholes. Like we are like literally dealing with all this bullshit in this world that we keep on
People
like.
are depressed, and that's the mental health that you was explaining about with the teenagers. They're
Yep.
depressed. They listening
Yep.
to low
Like I said,
vibratory
I was
music.
agreeing with you. It's
Their
not
music
just
is low.
assholes. Yep.
Right. The education is low. The
Yep.
environment is low. Their
Yep.
parents are probably toxic most of the time.
Yep.
One of the
Like,
parents is basically missing in the
And
household.
I gotta say this while I
people
remember.
start
I gotta say this while I remember.
self-medicating,
People,
and people start self-medicating when they're
the
depressed. So
people,
that starts
the
a whole nother
parents,
cycle.
Yeah.
You
um,
understand?
yeah,
So
but
my fault. I was saying that people start to self-medicate when they're depressed, and that starts a whole nother cycle.
Exactly.
Instead of dealing with it. Hey yo, I'm just gonna say my word of advice: cuss that motherfucker out. If they hurting your feelings, tell them like fuck you, straight to
I
their
mean,
face. Don't
that's the
blink.
best way to deal with it.
Let
But if
them
you
know,
sit there and be a
like yo,
doormat, they gonna keep on doing that shit.
for
Like
real.
I'm
Don't
like,
don't turn that hair inward. Let them know you ain't got to get violent. You don't have to throw no threats. Because I'm dealing with a situation right now, sitting there dealing with texting with my aunt right now because she thinks she can talk to me the way she wants to. I'm like, it's not a threat, but you can't talk to me like that for free. Because if you want to talk shit, I hope you can take it as well as you give it, because you're gonna catch it verbally. Because I like listen,
that's all
words,
about to say. That's all about
words
to
and
say.
swords have the same letters. You know what I'm saying? And my words can be weapons. Trust me and believe me. I
So
will use this tongue to
I think
slice into someone.
something that we need to discuss too, man. Like these older people, these older generations, they refuse. Absolutely, they will fucking die before they admit that they did something wrong. Oh my fucking god! Like every instance that we just talked about,
Uh-huh.
especially if we go ask them about it, they like, what are you talking about? Y'all need to stay in the child. Bitch,
Because
I'm
they don't
grown.
know
What the fuck you
they
mean?
don't know truth. That's why truth don't live in them. For you to get
Yeah,
mad
fuck.
about the truth, you gotta be wicked.
And
Only the wicked get
then
mad at the
the
truth.
same time they gonna get mad at you about the shit. They gonna quote a Bible verse. They gonna throw the Bible at you because they fucked up.
Yeah, but they're
Like
not even living
and
a
don't want
third
to
of that
use
Bible.
analytical thinking and actually fixing up them fucking selves. So they put it on the imaginary elf on the shelf ass nigga. But it's like really
Yeah.
fucking like that the generational shit. Like, and that's why like, well, my kids, like, I'm an asshole and all that good kind of shit. But I listen to my children. Like if my children come to me and say something to me, I'm going to fucking listen. I'm going to give it. I'm going to weigh it. I'm gonna roll it around. And then I'm going to respond to them. I'm not going to respond out of anger. I'm listening for fucking understanding, not to reply. I'm not going to throw no Bible verse at them. I'm not going to beat them over the head because they think something or feel something. Like I talk to them about the shit. Something our generation, I mean, not our generation, but the generations before, they had none of those skills. They taught us about shit. Like, we didn't, a lot of stuff. I mean, they just like, this is what I say, go do it. Like you said, that religious totalitarian shit. You know what I'm saying? Go learn about Jesus or some shit. You know what?
Yeah,
How is
that's
that
the only
saving us?
excuse.
How is that helping us right now?
That's the only thing they have left to say after you have gave them all the truth, and their brain, that part of their brain started flashing because they can't believe the truth, even though they're hearing the truth. Then the only
Oh,
thing they can say is, "You need Jesus. You need to go
oh,
read
and
the
this one
Bible.
right here,
You should come
I
to my
love this
church."
too.
They love to
So
invite you to their church.
our parents told us to learn better so we can do better, right? I know y'all all heard that shit.
Yeah.
Learn better so that you can do better. And then when our generation learned better, we went to college, we got degrees, we know shit, right? And we tell them, hey guys, you know what? Maybe we shouldn't do this, or maybe we should do things this way. They're like, you know what? You think you know everything. Back to you need Jesus. Like, god damn it. What is the right thing to do here? Like literally anything we do the right thing, and with them, with the older generation, they just were fucking fuse like to listen to us. Period. And it's like, to me right now, the world is literally dying because we don't want to offend our fucking mothers and grandmothers and shit. Like if your mama or grandma, I'm sorry, no offense to nobody, but if your mom or grandma is a dumb racist bitch, then she don't need to be defended. She need to hurry up and fucking die. I'm sorry. Not sorry.
ASAP.
If your grandma is a slave master, if your grandma was a fucking if your grandmother is acting like Steven off fucking Django, I'm so sorry, but fuck your grandma. I hope she hurry up and die and take her mentality with her, because we don't need that shit no more.
That's right. Let her go.
I'm sorry.
See,
Oh my goodness.
listen, here's the funny thing though, right?
I'm a warrior.
Listen,
I'm a warrior, man.
I'm
a
gonna say
warrior,
some shit
man.
though
He just
too,
got
right?
the Oklahoma bomb.
Man, listen, I'm gonna say some shit though too, right? So my nana was a toxic parent to her children. I'm gonna say that. My nana was definitely she was a bully.
That's what
She
happened
was
to
an
my
asshole.
mother.
Listen, she was listen. My nana was a bitch to my mother and all these other people. But when it came to me, I was her chocolate chip. So she dead ass, like, listen, she made a whole doll and everything. My nana was a creative. That's the reason why I'm doing shit like this today. I created everything that you see right now. So it's like, seriously, I mean, she honed that in me, and I got a whole different person. So there was a resentment too. Is that like I got the favoritism and they got the abuse. So sometimes it's like they trying to find a way. You know what I'm saying? They want to abuse you because they've received abuse. And it's like, I don't know. I'm not gonna take your shit. I'm sorry if that's just not how it's gonna happen. But really, that's what's happening. It's like, yo, you're being treated well by the person who fucked me up mentally for all of my life.
Yeah.
And I'm just telling you, like, that's how it goes. It's real shit. It's like, why are you getting this preferential treatment from somebody who did some bullshit to me? I mean, and it's like, I recognize it. I realize it. I miss my nana every day. I'm glad she wasn't one of them Bible thumping ass chicks. Because I remember one time I got in trouble because I called one of our older neighbors a bitch to her face. And then when I was asked to apologize, I was like, didn't you tell me not to apologize? They're like, didn't you tell me not to apologize unless I mean it? And if I'm going to do it again, I'll do it again. So I ain't going to apologize. And this has been me for a long time. And now, mind you, had my mother or one of my uncles been defiant like that, they would have got the taste smacked out of their mouth. Mm-hmm. And it's like with me, one time I actually told my nana to shut up. She cried. She did not beat my ass. It was a big deal. My uncle came over like to check and see if I was actually all right. He's like, you still got all your teeth?
Yeah.
you,
Right.
yeah,
Yeah, you made mama cry. That's your ass.
hold up. You told
Yeah.
who to shut up? And you still alive right now? You
What? That was supposed
what?
to be your throat right there
You
in the
supposed
middle,
that
in the middle of the word, right in the throat. You already know.
for real. So it's like I
Right.
I acknowledge these things. It's like yo. So it's like sometimes that toxic person, because I hear people all the time like, oh, well, your mother's so nice. I'm like that. So she knows how to act. She nice to you. You know what I'm saying? You ain't me. They choose who they're gonna do shit to, and it is what it is. So the outside world ain't gonna perceive it. And it's like like I said, I used to teach domestic violence prevention to middle and high school students. So like that person that's abusing you could be like the apple of someone's eye, and they're so perfect, and they've never done anything. I've never even heard them curse before. I've never even seen dirt under their nails. They're immaculate, and you're sitting there like, but hold up, you don't even know what they're doing behind closed doors. And for me too, it's like sometimes they'll blame you. They spaz out on you in public, and it's like, what did you do? You had to have done something. It has to be you, because they wouldn't be reacting like that, and they'll make the excuse for them because they like them, and they don't see that as abusive. They have to. It's like, oh, there must be a reason for it. So it's like the people who are going to like who understand this shit know what the fuck I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? To everybody else, they the golden child. They ain't never did nothing. They fart smell like roses. You know what I'm saying? It's like for real. They, you know what I'm saying? When they take a shit, the whole house is happy because it smells good. You know, like real deal. They can do no wrong, but they fucking you up. They really are, and nobody believes you. And then when if you ever say anything and you speak about their actions, they're gonna tell you, "How dare you? You have a good parent. Oh, they've done this and that and the other. Why aren't you grateful?" And I've had to endure hearing that shit. It's like, you fucking serious? I'll give you another instance. For
Yeah, because
instance,
they're not there. They're on the outside looking in. They're on the
so
grown up side. They ain't
so
looking at, oh, she got this, she got that. She should be good. They don't know that there's still other
mhm,
intel lifestyles that go on that you're not going to see because it's only the family's business. So you
mhm,
wouldn't know that anyway. You know what I'm
exactly.
saying? Like telling a stranger that, or a neighbor that, or a close friend to the family, they wouldn't know all them intels, especially if you're being traumatized, especially if you're being abused or talked to disrespectfully.
Well, it ain't that bad. You know, you got some people and
Yeah,
they
they
go
may
through
say
this
it's
or
not
they
that
go through that, and that didn't happen to you. Like, how the fuck do you know? How do you know what's happening? Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give another for instance, right?
bad.
So I'm a
Sometimes it
fighter.
never happened to them. They came up with, a pretty
I'm
much
a
normal childhood. So
like
they can't even imagine it.
like I said, I'm gonna give another for instance. Cause so I'm a fighter. I'm just gonna keep it real with you. I actually kind of like fighting, even more so when I was younger and I had more ability. Like I still dust you up, but back then I was a lot faster. But I used to get into fights because kids around here only care about brand names. I don't give a fuck about a brand name. You could tell I created my own. You know what I'm saying? I like my own authentic shit. Like I don't want what somebody else has. But I didn't care about none of that. Still don't. And these kids used to talk about how I had bubbles for shoes. So for me, I'm gonna crack you in your face if you talking too much shit. We gonna fight. So like I said, I'm a fighter. So my dad asked me, "What the hell is wrong with you? Why you always fighting in school?" But honestly, Dad, I like fighting, and they just making fun of my shoes because they're not brand name, and they gotta be Adidas. Here in Boston, it's threes or trees, meaning Adidas or racist ass Timberlands, where they used to hang your ass off of that tree. But
Right.
anyway, you know what I'm saying? But that's the mindset of people not even understanding that you were the original branded thing. All right. Cause literally they used to brand your ass. Like on your body. They used to take a hot thing and brand you. But now motherfuckers love brands. You know what I'm saying? So that was the issue. So my father says, okay, I'm gonna send you money. I'm gonna send your mother some money. She gonna get you some name brand shoes. Now when the money comes, we go to Payless. She gets herself 4 pairs of shoes, Me, I get 2 pairs of shoes. There's still Bobos. I'm like, I'm gonna be fighting some more. But I didn't give a fuck because I like fighting. And goes to the freaking store and gets herself some Hennessy and Easy Widers. And you know I'm right there in tow because I'm right there. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Did you just say easy wider?
Yes, that's exactly. Hennessy and Easy Widers. That's right. We black in here. So anyway, you know what time it is. So I'm like, I couldn't tell my pops because at that time, that's before I like, you know what I'm saying? Because I stood up to my pops. My pops was a Navy SEAL. That dude is a very serious person. He's not to be fucked with. But one day he used to always talk shit about my mother, and I used to like not say nothing there. You know, even though the shit I was going through, that's like in my mind, I'm like, that's still my mother. And I actually told him one day, don't you talk about my mother. They'll say, don't you ever. I'm like, this is the day that I die, but here I stand. Like he's gonna kill me. He just nodded his head and never did it again. I'm like, it surprised the shit out of me. But like at that time, I'm like, he already like, I thought he hated my mother, and I found out why later because she definitely broke his ass. She definitely broke him. She talks about how she never cheated on a man in her life except for my father. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you telling me that shit. It's like now I see why he acts this way towards women. You did this shit. You know what I'm saying? That's good. It's a whole different thing when you do that to a man. You know what I'm saying? Especially someone that's working hard and busting his ass for his family. You know what I'm saying? And then you gonna go fuck around with somebody else while he's doing his job to provide
That's
for
not
you.
even on his level, most likely.
Ooh, listen,
So that's like
listen.
another slap in the face.
Oh
Because
man,
not only do you just, disrespect everything I'm trying to build, but then you go be with somebody that can't even give you what I give you.
yeah, man, listen. I'm trying to tell you. So, like I said, now, because for me, I'm like, listen, I'm honest. Like I told my dad about this. I'm like, listen, my girlfriends know each other. They talk to each other. They know I got other girlfriends. Why don't you do the same thing? You know what I'm saying? That as a child, I've been like this. I mean, I've been solidified in a lot of things for a very long time, and this is what it is. I'm not gonna lie to a woman. My nana taught me don't ever lie to a woman. She's gonna find out anyway. But matter of fact, don't lie to nobody. What's the point? And I think
Right,
furthermore, if you're lying, then you're scared. The fuck is you scared of? The only person you're supposed to be lying to is your enemy, or you lie to get your man out of jail. You know what I'm saying? Like real shit.
yeah,
The system
right.
ain't dealing with us fair, so why the fuck is we gonna deal with them fair? That's who
Yeah,
we lie to.
true.
You
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
know what I'm saying? You
Like if you're
only
gonna lie, use that lie for something that's gonna give justice on the other side, you know?
for real. It's like be
Let's
authentic.
balance that thing out.
Be authentic. Like stand on your shit. Like today. Like you know what I'm saying. I'm like, yo, my aunt talking shit about how I disrespected her sister. I'm like, yeah, damn right I did. I disrespected you too. And I disrespected my mother. And I disrespected my cousin. But guess why? Because you disrespected me first. And I never give the first shot. You know what I'm saying? I will retaliate. Don't play with me. Not play with me. Stop playing with me like you think it's a game or something like that. You're gonna learn one thing today. Is that you don't get free shots over here. There will be consequences. And that's it. And it's like because some people they internalize the abuse and they somehow figure in their mind that they actually deserve it, and maybe if they just acted better they
Yeah.
wouldn't be abused. And it's like that's not how it works.
You start convincing
That is not.
yourself,
It's not
that it's
you,
your
it's
fault.
them. It's not
Hmm.
you, it's them. Now for accountability you do own the things that you did do. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying? I'm
definitely.
gonna own my shit. Like, oh, but like I didn't call your sister a bitch. I definitely cussed her out. But fuck it, if you want to say I did it, then I did it. Then so what? The
You see, I
fuck
look
is you
at
gonna
it
do?
like this. If I say it, I hardly take it back because I know once I say something that is coming from my heart anyway. It's not like I turn it off and on when I'm ready. Oh, today I'm not going to speak from the heart. I'm just going to be speaking.
For
No,
real.
I stay that way all the time. So if I say it, 9 out of 10 times I mean it. If I apologize for it, that's because I know that I had some type of wrongdoing in saying that. That doesn't necessarily mean now what I take back what I said. Maybe just that approach and maybe how I made you feel from it. I can apologize on that one all the way. But I still said it. You always gonna remember that I said it because I felt it. That's why I said it.
I
You
mean, it's like I'm more on that side of I said it, I meant it, I'll say it again.
know? And I'm here to
Uh,
represent it. Yeah.
I
Right.
mean, I mean, it's
You
like
can't be
okay,
mad at me for saying the truth. It might have hurt you, but you know that it's true. That's why it's hurting you. So
yeah, but
you
and,
gotta
and that,
respect truth,
another thing my nana told me too. It only hurts if it's true. Cause she asked, I got called out of my name one time by a kid, and I smacked the piss out of him. And my nana told me that he won. I'm like, what do you mean he won? Like, oh, well, he called you that name, and I mean, it hurt your feelings. It hurt, didn't it? I'm like, what you mean it hurt? It's like, well, that was your reaction. You When you give your anger to someone, you give away your power. When you allow somebody else to control your emotions, you give them power over you. So here's
That's
this thing
true.
that happens when abusers do. They feign anger. It's called instrumental anger. So it means like it's being used as a tool. So they're acting like they're angry. They're not actually angry. They're just manipulating your emotions because they know that you don't want them to be angry.
Yes. They're
Or they'll
manipulating your anger.
or another thing, they'll cry or they'll pretend to cry to because they know that you care about them and you are going to react to them in a way like, oh, why are you crying? Like, you don't say, please don't cry, but please don't be angry. And now you're trying to placate them. You know what I'm saying? So they use your emotions against you when their emotions are fucking fake. All right. I would never say that in the class, but you know what I'm saying? It's really what it is. It's like they're using your emotions to control you. So when you allow people to use your emotions and abuse you by feigning theirs, I mean that's another part of abuse.
Yes.
I mean,
Exactly. Exactly. Because it comes in so many layers and dimensions, you know, so many different scenarios that category could fall in, you know. Like the scenario I gave you with my mother's brother. It's more the more that my grandmother and grandfather gave him, the more they wasted him. The more crack parties he had. Anybody could go there and get high. Any age group, any ethnicity. He didn't care.
Mm.
And sometimes those toxic parents, like I said, my mom was a toxic parent, but she did it unconsciously. She was bullied into it, trying to be a good daughter to my grandmother, trying to help out and, be a honest and a loyal family member. But her good deeds, they just wasn't appreciated to the ones that she helped out. She raised them to be decent citizens if they chose to be so, but they chose not to be so. They chose to do opposite.
hey yo, I'm laughing right now because I just received a text message. It is like they figure the funny thing about this text message is like you're cursing, but you're just putting stars after it's like yo, I'm like yo, just grab your big girl pants and just say what the fuck you're gonna say. Stop being a fucking coward. If you're gonna cuss, then cuss. Don't fucking act. Like there's actually a study
So what
that
happened?
says
They're watching you
people
now.
that curse are actually more genuine. People that curse more are actually more genuine.
And
So when you
smarter. Don't forget smarter.
and smarter.
Yep.
So it's like
I mean, well, I know people that don't curse and they're smart still.
oh, they're
So I
smart.
mean, that's just a choice. That's just your choice of vocabulary. That's your
And
vernacular.
it
But
used to
I'm,
be
I'm saying like there have been
That's
numerous
the first
articles
if you
out
don't
like
know.
to corroborate that the use of sarcasm and profanity belies intelligence. I didn't say it. I didn't say it.
well, I hear you saying it now. Shit.
Yeah, right. I mean,
You
I
gonna
heard him
put that
say it.
on
I
me, man.
didn't say it like 3 times, but I heard him say
Like,
You
for
it.
know
real.
what? All I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying is I was not given the original credit of saying it. I am quoting from sources. This is
Oh,
not my originated thought.
all
Man, for
right.
real.
Is that better? God.
No, man. Here's the thing though. Um, because that was trying to get beat in my head too about the language that you use. But you have to also remember like profanity isn't just curse words. Look up the word profane and what it means. Your actions can be profane. So it's like if someone gives me a profane action, I say they're saying which is more effective than me just saying fuck you too. I'm saying it verbally. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You have actually affected my life by doing something profane.
Man, listen. I got something I want to say on that shit. Yo, so like, you know, I keep on talking about the older generation and the bullshit that they hold on to or whatever, right? So obviously I curse a lot. I'm sorry, I curse. Even when I go speak at churches, like I have to like really, really focus really hard to not curse, and sometimes it doesn't happen. Just being real. But like, so the older fucking generation, like you know, Trayvon Martin, Jordan Davis, Ayanna Hudson, Sandra Bland, Corin Gaines, all those people names. I don't know if y'all remember them, but I remember all of them, all their stories, how they died, how old they were when they fucking died, how many kids they had, all that good kind of stuff. I remember all of that from all of them, right? So I'm speaking about brothers and sisters getting killed by police, like with impunity around the country, and people like, you know, people don't want to hear what you got to say because you're cursing. I was like, oh, me cursing is worse than them blowing a grandmother's brains out in front of her children for nothing, or shooting a baby while she's asleep, or shooting someone in the car with their child. Yes, you're right. Me saying bitch is way worse than that. And then I curse them the fuck out and keep fucking talking.
Hey, oh like, Lord, we said the wrong word.
You hold on to the stupidest fucking bullshit. Like literally somebody's on fire and they're like, oh, don't say curse words. Don't say curse words while you get in the water. That's going, what the fuck is, why not? Why the fuck not? Is that going to stop him from being on fire? No. And then obviously, you know, with us saying anything in any kind of way, I was just looking at some shit. Lizzo took out the word spaz out of her fucking song. Spaz. The word spaz. Who the fuck, Black, has ever used spaz as a derogatory, in a derogatory manner? Name one of us. Not a goddamn one. It's just about policing what Black people say and what Black people do. And we'll do that shit. We'll be like, okay, okay. I don't want to make nobody angry. But this how we fucking talk. This how we fucking talk. Like, man, I'll give you another example. So like I'm talking, and this is an example of us curating ourselves to deal with other fucking people instead of being our authentic selves. I know two Palestinians. I know two different Palestinians, right? And what I thought was funny, both of their name was Sam, right? And I've been knowing them for years. Both of them names are Sam, and both of them work in a phone store, right? Fucking funny. So I've been talking to this dude, been knowing this dude for years, like years, like good knowing the dude. So I found out his real name is fucking Ahmed, right? And I'm like, at first I was like, oh yeah, I totally understand why you wouldn't call yourself Ahmed, because what would be the implications? How would people look at you and shit? And then once he told me that, I haven't called him Sam since. I'm like, bro, there's no fucking way. This is your store. This is your shop. You pay for the shit here. I'm gonna call you by your name. Fuck what everybody else think. This is yours. This is your name. This is what I'm calling you. You know what I'm saying? Like we be so beholden onto what other people think, with so much shit that we don't even get to live our fucking lives because we too busy trying to curate ourselves for other people. They don't have to live your life. They don't have to live with you. Like they don't like that. They don't. I don't. When people tell me some shit, me personally about cursing, I'm like, oh, okay, fuck you, and keep going. Like you don't have to listen. You can turn your ears off like you do when I talk about child abuse and racism and like this. Just pretend that I'm talking about some shit that you, you know, like that's what I literally tell people because all those things to me are worse than cursing. I would much rather hear somebody say a curse word than somebody molest a child. I would much rather hear somebody cursing than go kill a child or go shoot somebody while they sleep in their car and shit. I would much rather hear somebody cursing in anger trying to deal with the shit than also pulling the gun in anger, pulling some bullets in somebody, but curse words though.
Right.
Like our priorities are so fucked up because we got that fucking old way of thinking. This shit is literally like I said earlier, it's killing us. It's literally and figuratively killing us.
And one of the funny things though too is that like, oh yeah, I cussed them out. I cussed them the fuck out, but then there's like, oh, you're threatening. What did I threaten? Because I cussed your dumb ass out? Because I cursed you out. That's I said some choice words and I definitely said that, but where's the threat? So you're just trying to weaponize. I had my own aunt talk about she gonna call the police on me. I'm like, what you gonna tell them, that I won't let you talk to me any way you want to? Come get him.
I'm not free, bitch.
He won't allow me to talk shit to him, and he won't put his head down and just take it. He's talking shit back to me. Do something about this. I feel threatened that he won't just take my shit.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
All I'm waiting on, I just want to be in one viral Karen video. I just want one racist, just one. Like, just one day, say something out the way to me or some shit, or like try to slap some shit out of my hand, or like, say something about it, some shit I was saying or something like that, bro. I cannot wait to be in that video. Oh my God, it's gonna be great.
No. See, that's the point where I'd be like, can you please stop recording for one moment so I can have some plausible deniability?
I ain't gonna say shit. I'm gonna say my whole name. I'm gonna say my whole name, my date of birth. Then I'm gonna start sleepwalking.
I'm gonna tell you straight with that. I've been in some situations where I'm just gonna tell you, like I'm about that action. That's all I'm gonna say. But I just don't want to be recorded. So I'm just like, yo, listen. I've had some situations. I told you, like, I was one of the only black kids going to the hardcore scene. And we had Nazis get up on the stage, and one of them sat there and asked what the fuck I was doing there, called me the N-word, and I hopped up on stage, and it was bedlam from there, because my FSU people was there, and a couple other people that don't like Nazis in the hardcore scene was on their ass. And we was having fun. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what we do anyway. We don't even be like, you know what I'm saying, mad at each other or nothing like that. We slam dance, like, you know what I'm saying? We in the mosh pit. That's the fuck we do. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's one of those things, get that aggression out. But it's like, yo, smack. Like, and for me too, it's like, yo, you want to be talking all this pro black shit and everything like that. I love my pro black people. I am definitely pro black. But when's the last time you slapped a cracker? You know what I'm saying? When's the last time you slapped one of these motherfuckers that called you out of your name? I mean, real shit. I want to know, because my first adult charge is there's a dude that's deaf in his left ear for the rest of his life because he ifed at me, and I thought he was gonna put his hands on me, and I wasn't waiting on him to fucking fulfill that threat. So I struck first. You know what I'm saying? You know they say it, like, if you ever play football, be first. You know what I'm saying? Be first. And he did the if, I did the pop. It's good. Listen, he'll never hear out of that left ear. Oh no, he'll hear for the rest of his motherfucking dog ass life. And and all I got was a foul guilty charge. And I'm only talking about that because it's on my record. You know what I'm saying? Anything else, I don't know what you're talking about. But anyway, like I said, my first adult charge was for smacking a cracker for ifing at me. I'm not playing. When it comes to family, though, it's like, yeah, I'm gonna keep it verbal. I'm not gonna threaten you. You just need to know. Don't, like, setting your boundaries. In one of the texts that I seen come through, it says something about burning bridges. And the funny thing is, like, bitches, you watching this shit? Do you actually hear me saying, or like talk about burning bridges?
Is she watching you now?
I don't know. And if you are, you know what I'm saying? Like, I've been telling you, like I've been saying in text, listen, I don't like to argue. I don't. I'm really not about that arguing stuff. Like, you know what I'm saying? Why can't we talk to each other like we love each other? Real shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because that's how I'd rather communicate. Like, fuck all that dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm not with that drama shit. Why can't we talk to each other like we got some sort of sense, like we respect each other? You know what I'm saying? Like we value each other. What's going on with you? Because when you do that, it just lets me know that you got some internal issues. It ain't got shit to do with me. Because I'm not internalizing your shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Misery loves company. I don't like that type of company. I don't keep misery in my company. Straight up. It's what it is.
Yes, greetings. State your name, please. What's her name? Al?
Yo, I think that's my cousin.
Oh, but he can tell him he can unmute his mic if you like.
I'm actually sitting at the dinner table. I came here to hear Ted talk.
Yo,
Okay.
is that Al?
Yes, it is, bro. Yes.
Oh, what's up, cuz?
What's good, man?
Yeah, he has a podcast also, sister. He's well, I'll let him introduce his own self. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Al, it's on you, bro.
Okay.
Man, I told you I was vegan, bro. I came here to listen. 8121talk.com. It's on Apple, it's on Google, it's on Spotify, it's on Anchor, it's on YouTube, it's everywhere. 8121talk.com.
Well, I'll say it, this is right up your. This conversation is right up your alley. We're talking about toxic fucking parents, bro.
Are you talking about my dad?
Like I said, bro, you sashay right in at the right time.
My dad, your uncle.
Bro, we've been talking about toxic parents for about 2 hours now, and then you popped up. Yeah.
So, I'm listening, bro.
What was the last thing that we said, y'all? Before you came on, I'm sorry. I think Will was talking about his auntie watching a live, and then my cousin came on the live. But I think we were saying the last thing I said was, the older generation has a problem listening and accepting when the younger generation tells them something. They refuse to adjust their position, like even if they're given new information, and it's absolutely fucking infuriating. And I said something about the whole like we were told to learn better so we can do better, and then we learn better and try to bring that back to our people to do better. Then we get told that we think we know too much, we need Jesus, and then people stop listening to us and go to church. But that is why I feel like that is why we are in the state that we're in right now. Because instead of doing real shit, we go get on our knees and pray to an imaginary nigga instead of doing the real shit that needs to be done. But that's just how I feel.
Mm-hmm. And I agree with you because that's basically what keeps recycling. And until something changes, it's just going to keep resurfacing. We won't get away from it. It'll just keep getting deeper and deeper. And appear to seem like it's better, but then it really isn't when you really look at it.
It's not. Like literally, and I don't know how read y'all are into this, but like literally the home ownership rate in the Great Depression was 21%. The home ownership rate during the Great fucking Depression was 21%. The home ownership rate now is 14%, which means that during the Great Depression, people had better job and housing possibilities than we do now. But sure, let's go vote. That'll show them. That'll show those fuckers. Like it's insanity. It literally is insanity because insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. We still think that voting and praying and marching is going to get us somewhere. Like I said, we're holding on to the ideas that grandma and granddad and great grandma and great granddad had, and we need to let them and their fucking ideas, go ahead and fucking die so we can get better. I'm sorry. I know somebody loves their grandma. I love people too, all that jazz. However, in the grand scheme of things, like, well, if it helps you look at it like this, okay, we all have skin cells on our body, right? Every day that you are alive, you slough off some skin cells. When you bathe your ass, you are washing off the old skin cells so that the new cells can flourish and shit, right? So likewise, same thing as life. Like, I'm sorry. I know somebody gonna feel some kind of way about this. I really don't give a fuck. If your grandmother is an old racist bitch, she needs to hurry up and die. I'm sorry. If your grandmother is an old ass coon, if your grandmother is an old coon, that's telling you how you need to be respectable for white people, or how you need, like, all that kind of shit, she need to hurry up and die fucking too. We need to get rid of that fucking slave master pleasing them mentality. We need to get the fuck rid of it, like, vehemently. Everybody be beating around the bush about shit. I'm not a beat around the busher. Like, I'm a Nat Turner nigga. Like, the first thing we got to do is take out these 1,000 niggas, these 100 niggas that don't want to do the work. You know what I'm saying? And that's real shit. So, like, even the topic that we're talking about now ties into it, because those parents, a lot of those parents got the toxicity from being raised in racism. we were taught to hate ourselves first. We were taught. No, I don't care what nobody say. The doll test proves.
Oh yeah.
The doll test proves that we are taught to hate ourselves at a very young age. Are y'all familiar with the doll test?
Yes, of course.
Okay, the doll test proves that we are taught to hate ourselves at a young age. So if you were alive back in the 60s, well, the same as now. It's literally no different now. Back then, they was hearing nigga bitch, whole slut from the police officers, from the white people. Now we hear it from the radio stations that we choose to listen to. Nigga bitch, hoe, kill that nigga, fuck that bitch. Right? That's our music. That's what we listen to fucking willingly. But then in the same, like, but we don't realize that, we don't think that there's nothing wrong with that. Like, religious people all the time be like, yo, it's power in the word, right? Well, the reason why they say that, you put on the whole armor of God, and I'm not a religious person, but I know that shit so I can destroy it, right? So they're like, you put on the whole armor of God, by put on the breastplate of righteousness and all that good kind of shit, because you repeat the verses so much that whenever somebody say something to you, you can pull it out like a sword, like, whah, got that bitch. You know what I'm saying? So, like, conversely, same thing with our music. If you listening to nigga bitch hoe, kill that nigga, fuck that bitch every day, all day, how do you think you're gonna view our people? Not as brothers and sisters. not as children of God. If you ask a random person on the street, like, literally walk outside, open your door, find a black person, point to another black person and say, hey, what do you see when you see that one? Don't give them no clues, nothing. 9 times out of 10, what they gonna say? Another nigga, a bitch. They're not gonna say brother. They're not gonna say king. They're not gonna say queen. They're not gonna say sister.
Yeah.
That's the first thing. That's how we think of each other first. So we're talking about toxicity, but and this is real to me. I think that a lot of our toxicity had to do with the self-hatred that we were taught from our onset of our existence in this fucking country. I'm not making excuses, because like we said, like we're talking about also, all of us here are grown. Everybody that dealt with that shit had a choice to make. I know. It's hard to leave and it's hard to do all this good kind of shit. Yeah, I feel you, all that good kind of shit. Harriet Tubman shot her own husband. Okay, so I don't want to hear your shit. I'm sorry. Robert Smalls was a black man and stole a fucking Confederate ship and made his way north with it, saving slaves. I don't want to hear your fucking excuses.
Denmark right there.
What about Denmark Vesey? What about motherfucking John Zombie in Haiti? What about the whole Haitian Revolution? What about that shit? So
Yeah,
like
Jean-Jacques Dessalines
yeah.
and
So like me,
Susan.
people will be telling like I sound like a fucking nerd, right? I kicked in doors of the police station. I got to fighting at the Trump rally. I wish I would have gave him a 2-piece too. On God, I would have loved to touch that toupee off his fucking face.
Oh,
Um,
Trump.
like yeah, I got to fighting at the Trump rally. Like that's why I'm in the documentary 13th. Like I said, all of us grew up talking that shit, talking about what we would do if somebody did this racist shit in front of us. Like I literally hit a Klansman in the chest with a shotgun at the state capitol building in Montgomery on the Confederate Memorial Day in real life. Like I don't really do that talking shit. So when people be like, "Oh, you don't understand. It was hard, and you would have had to do this, and you would have," man, fuck that. I said what I fucking said. Warriors, this is a real saying, and it's because of people like fucking me. Warriors only die one death. Cowards die 1,000 deaths. You know what I'm saying? The reason why a coward, every time they see something that they know they're supposed to do something about, and they don't do that shit, a little bit of them dies. A warrior says something, and that's what the fuck he mean. So if I say, "Hey, you're not gonna be doing no women and children no any kind of way in front of me," and then what happened in Montgomery? Fucking cracker, motorcycle gun club, gun carrying motherfucker decided he wanted to put his hands on a little 16-year-old black girl. So I power walked over to his ass and gave him the shotgun to the chest. And then laughed in his face like I did. Because I'm not a talking ass nigga. And then once I did that shit, I took the weapon off safe. Because I meant what the fuck I said. So, like I said, I hear what people saying about, "Oh, well, you don't understand how hard it was." It's like basically you saying you scared. I understand that. I understand being scared. But what about our kids though? What about our children? If it literally to me, if we don't do anything, our children gonna have to deal with it like we having to deal with it now because our fucking parents didn't do what they were supposed to do. I'm sorry. It's the truth.
I know.
It's the truth.
Yep.
Like, and they love talking about, like, and again, I'm a little bit, I'm speaking on the older generation a little bit, but they love talking about who raised them? You, bitch. It's y'all fault. It's not our fault. It fell to us because y'all didn't handle the shit. We didn't do this. Y'all did when y'all allowed Hillary Clinton bitch ass to talk about that super predator shit. Y'all allowed this every time. The Central Park 4. Y'all allowed this. Those boys was innocent. Y'all allowed this. All those Black Panthers that's rotting in jail right now. They just let Sundiata out, right? Y'all did this. How many people died from COINTELPRO? Jimi Hendrix, Martin Luther King mama, Martin Luther King brother, right? Y'all did this, not us. And now y'all got the audacity to tell us that we need to do better.
Oh, yeah. It's funny.
Y'all need to do something about this. Man, fuck you.
They assassinate us when we stand up the way that we supposed to. One of the main things that keeps happening is like, there's an assault on our manhood, on our masculinity. And the thing is, it's really fucking crazy. I had to check somebody the other day and tell them to keep that shit to themselves. You know where toxic masculinity came from? You know what I'm saying? Who fucking coined that goddamn phrase? You know what I'm saying?
Gloria Steinem.
It just made it up out of nowhere. And it's like, because you want to be a feminine ass male. That's what you want to do. My masculinity. Man, my masculinity has to be toxic. Like, listen, there's nothing toxic about masculinity. Period.
Bro, I do not understand that shit. Bro, listen. I have layers like Shrek. You know what I'm saying? I have layers and shit. So obviously I shot somebody, but I write poems. Like I write poems. I read a lot. Like I consider myself a scholar and a poet more than I consider myself a warrior. But I'm also a warrior. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, so like. I don't know, man. I'm sorry. I be getting frustrated talking about this kind of stuff because, like I said, literally, literally, you look around and the whole world is dying, and we all like. I feel like everybody's sitting around like somebody need to do something about it and shit. And I'm like, yo, like we're all fucking somebody.
For
Like
real.
them niggas, like them motherfuckers that's like ruining our lives that we see on a daily basis on TV in Washington D.C. sitting down taking a nap on our dime with the best healthcare in the world, the best home to work ratio in the fucking world, all that good kind of shit, and we can't fire them and shit. Like, and our children are bearing the brunt of this shit. Like, you want to talk about toxic shit being toxic, like.
We're supposed
Like,
to put our children in a better position than we came up in. Every
but
generation is supposed to get better.
but we're not. We're worse. We're way worse. But let everybody tell it. Look on Instagram and Facebook. Everybody buying houses. Everybody lying. They all fucking living a lie. And that's why like people like me don't really get no play because I'm not really a good liar. I'm gonna tell you the ugly truth. It's gonna sound real bad. It's gonna shock you. All that good kind of shit. You probably ain't gonna listen to it no more. I don't give a fuck. I'm still gonna say it. But this beautiful lie shit is why we fucked up now. The beautiful lie is got everybody thinking that they're a good rapper or that rapping is gonna save them from the hood.
That's another thing though too. Why are we relegated for success for entertaining pink people? You know what I'm saying? It's either you're playing a sport or you're entertaining them in some other way.
Bread and circuses, tap dancing ass niggas. That's how they want us, bro. Like if you a tap dancing ass nigga, you good. Like I tell my sons, like again, like I don't understand like how I'm considered, if I would be considered toxically masculine or not, because I shoot, I've saved somebody's life, I've saved people's life in every way there is to save somebody's life. Saved somebody from drowning, got into shootouts with people I don't know, pushed people's car, from getting hit off of the fucking freeway. Did chest compressions, carried somebody while they was having a fucking baby. Like I did all those things in real life. Like I said, I write poems and shit too. I changed my kids' diapers myself. I carried them in the little kangaroo pouch shit while I was riding on my motorcycle. But anyway, I did that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I love my children. Like every awards program that they've had, I've been there loud as fuck. They don't even want me to come no more because I'm embarrassing. I don't give a fuck.
Right.
But if you let society tell people, I would be considered toxically masculine. Why? How?
Man, and the funny thing is, like I said, man, anybody that stand up, I'm having my great uncle assassinated by some, you know, shiftless ass people that carried him in his funeral. All because he was trying to show people how to be self-sustainable by learning trades and being their own men. And I'm currently dealing with somebody right now is doing something similar. Like he's sitting there trying to teach people trades. We're not asking for a handout. We're saying like, let us live our own fucking lives. Leave us the fuck alone. And no, we're not going to kowtow to you. We ain't going to start the fight. You know what I'm saying? But some of us, listen, I observed this, and this is why I'm on a fucking list right now. If them motherfuckers gonna do you dirty, you might as well fucking fight back. You might as well do what the fuck you gotta do, because you ain't gonna get no fucking justice out of the system. You know what I'm saying? Do not send fucking Crump's bitch ass over this way if they fucking kill me. You know what I'm saying? Dead ass. Don't send his ass over here. You know what I'm saying? My family don't deserve the blood money. I'm gonna keep it real with you. They don't deserve it. You know what I'm saying? They don't live this life. Yo, it's like this funny as shit. I got family that are fucking post Malcolm X quotes. You know what I'm saying? But then if I say something similar, they be telling me to calm down. But motherfucker, like you got it in your own fucking family and you acting like a bitch. You know what I'm saying? You scared. I'm not. You know what I'm saying? There's no fear over here. And it's like they don't like that because that's their tool. They use fear in order to move you. And when you don't have it, you can't be manipulated. They can't play. And trust me, they try to pull you over to their side. You always get that one person talking about something, well, we can get you a job doing this, that, and the other. We got X amount of money and we can put you up over here. I don't want that shit. They call rich trappings for a reason. I'm saying it is a trap because if they give it to you, then they can take it away. I mean, and that's why it's like, listen, are y'all growing your own food? Because if you depending on your enemy to feed you, then they can easily poison you. Do you know how to dig your own well, you know how to do any of these things. Self-sustainability should be the key. You know what I'm saying? And it's like not being dependent emotionally on somebody who's going to abuse your emotions is another way of self-care. Don't sit there and still be in the presence of people who are going to down you every time you do some shit.
Well, let me jump in real quick, Will. But what do you do? What do you do when it's us though? Like, okay, you saying like how we need to get away from hurtful relationships, and I'm sure all of you guys will feel this. We are in a hurtful relationship with America. I mean, for real, we are in a hurtful relationship with America. Like, so what are we supposed to do?
Yeah, we've been in a hurtful situation for the past 1,000 years
Forever.
over here on this continent.
Forever.
You know?
And that's it.
I mean, we could pull resources and buy one of them abandoned towns that already got infrastructure in it and then improve it. We got enough money. You know what I'm saying? Everybody paying their damn rent right now. You can go and like buy the freaking apartment complex that you live in right now.
The problem is you got motherfuckers like Dr. Umar bitch ass, and I'm saying that because fuck him personally. Like all them niggas that came and they made money saying the shit that niggas that's in the streets that's out there actually doing shit was saying, but they got paid for it because niggas was like, oh yeah, look at this nigga, this nigga right here, yeah. How many schools that nigga built? How many families he helped? What land he got? How many guns he bought? Like any of that shit. None, nothing. But everybody was so willing to support them niggas. David Banner, you know what I'm saying? What has he done besides talk? I mean, real shit. So like they suck up the resources from niggas that's doing the work for real. They suck up all the fucking resources from people that's doing the work for real, and then they end up they in a mansion somewhere while the people still out here fucking suffering.
And which is why I was telling you need to blast everybody that collected money in your name, and then it didn't even come to you. I mean, because motherfuckers was trying to, like, you know what I'm saying, help towards the legal fees or whatever the fuck they were supposed to be doing. And what these dudes do, they fucking took it and they ran with it. I mean, speak on that shit.
Like I said, so I killed somebody a little while ago, and like I said, when I kind of lost everything when I did that. But while I was doing that, literally like a couple of days before, I was riding around Birmingham, because these people was shooting in the cars with women and children on it, in it randomly on the parkway. So me and my group of people, we was riding up and down the parkway looking for who the fuck was doing this shit, right? And then like, you know, obviously I wasn't planning on, you know, playing hopscotch with their ass. If I'm being honest. But you know, I end up shooting that guy. And then but when I what was that?
She's watching some shit right now, so her shit is just fucking playing and it's interfering. She ain't saying nothing though.
Okay, I knew I heard something, but like, so these people in Birmingham just like got together and like literally you can go back and look at it. They like everybody was making posts like I stand with Mercutio and you know, I got his back and all that good kind of shit. And then like for the last 2 years, like I said, I've been pretty much jobless. Everything that I was when I started the case, that's pretty much how I am now. And the money that was taken up, that was supposedly go toward helping me with everything in my family, I never saw like 1 cent of it, like period. And when I started asking for receipts about it, like people started getting quiet and just stopped talking to me and shit. So like in order to keep my sanity, I stopped asking about it. Um, because I'm like, uh, I'll try not to get no more, get myself in no more trouble. I'll say it like that. So, I still haven't. I mean, it's been 3 years now. Like, most of them people don't even talk to me no more, and that's cool. I really don't. I think they should keep that up. So they'll remain, healthy and stuff. Um, like I'm not really a grudge holder per se, but I am a soldier, and like to me, the lowest shit that you can do, the lowest shit you can do is be in a fight with somebody and leave them fucking hanging in the fight. As a soldier, leaving
Right.
me in the fight, they make movies about that kind of shit.
Right.
But not only did y'all leave me, like y'all left me, and then like y'all left me and took resources that's supposed to be for me and my family, and nobody can tell me what happened. Um, so again, I just been staying away and working on myself so that I won't, um, so I won't give anybody any more ammunition to use against me. I'm trying, yeah, like I'm trying not to get myself in no trouble. Um, but like I said, it's very. I'm speaking from experience. Like those people, they do those things. Like the people that need the resources, they aren't able to get the resources because niggas that got on suits and ties and talk, just throw a Jesus in there every now and then. They tricking people out of all the fucking money and then disappearing. The pain pimps and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mhm.
literally the NAACP ass niggas, they getting shit or whatever. They getting like they get everything. But like somebody that's actually doing shit in the community. I mean, and I'm not just talking about myself. Even though that is my personal story and I know it to be true. But Fred Shuttlesworth, he was a big activist here in Birmingham. He was part of the leader of the real leader of that civil rights shit. Um, he was throwing bombs. He was throwing bombs back at people when they was throwing dynamite over here on Dynamite Hill and shit. Right? You know how he died? Alone and penniless. The same way that most people that fight for black people die. Like they die alone and penniless. Like they give their entire life to our people and end up with shit. But shit on and PTSD and shit. That's real life. I mean, Sundiata, everybody happy to brother out. I am too. But the scars, the suffering that man went through, for what? For making a fucking WIC program, for protecting our own community. That's what he suffered for.
Mhm.
Somebody tried to kidnap my child in real life 2 years ago. From the shit I was doing, from the black work I was doing in the black community and shit, like in real life. You want to know how much help and support?
How much?
Luckily, luckily, my son. Luckily, I'm an asshole, and I made my children train in hand-to-hand combat. And my son, my 14-year-old son, fought a grown man and got the fuck away. When a whole bunch of children wouldn't make, they just missing, but mine made it back to me.
But that's
That's what,
toxic masculinity
I
teaching
was
your
just about
sons
to
to
say that
fight.
shit, bro.
If
That's
you
that
teach your
toxic
sons to
masculinity
fight,
shit.
then and they
I thought
save themselves instead of depending on Jesus.
he
White
didn't call
baby
the police to
Jesus,
save his ass. He
white
got
baby.
the fuck out of there. God, but
Okay.
like, I was so about to say, oh, that's that toxic masculinity shit. You hit, boy, you my brother, man. I tell you,
You already know. You already
but
know.
it's fucking ridiculous though. It's really fucking ridiculous. Like, and we will not learn, even in the midst of what we got going on right now in this country. We still on some kumbaya. We shall overcome. Let's just vote another nigga in. Another. Are y'all familiar with the axe handle and the trees?
No, the action. Yo, listen, the action the trees. That story right there. Yeah,
Right.
man.
Are you
Listen,
familiar with this?
the action the forest is always an election for what I'm saying in the forest. You know what I'm saying, and they keep voting for the axe because they keep saying that they're like, look at the handle. The handle is one of us. but the axe is chopping down the trees. But they keep voting for the daggone axe because the handle is one of us. You know?
Exactly.
That's what they always do. Kamala fucking Harris, not one of us like a motherfucker, right? But they use her as like she was, and people fell for her, hook, line, and sinker. This bitch broke records for the amount of black men that she put in jail. She's not one of us.
She was putting parents in prison and putting parents in jail if their child was truant for too long. All right, and she withheld evidence that would have kept somebody alive. What was his name? I forget what the brother's name, but like there's evidence showing that this man was innocent, and they still executed him. And then she released the information that proved that he was innocent after he's already dead and they already killed him.
But say, hey, she looks like one of us. Clarence fucking Thomas. That nigga don't look like. I mean, he look like one of us. But we know that that's a fucking Oreo. That is a black cracker right there. That is Stink Meaner. Like, not Stink Meaner. What's that nigga name off Boondocks? Ruckus, Uncle Ruckus.
Uncle Ruckus, no relation. Uncle Ruckus, no relation. Yo, what's really funny about him too is that he was also a Monsanto lawyer. And if you're not familiar with Monsanto actually used to be a company that used to ship black people. They're a Khazarian company. You know what I'm saying? They used to ship black people in ships around places and stuff like that. And then they became now they're in the food industry. And they do crazy crap like they'll go and they'll seed your farm with things that have Terminator seeds in them, which means they genetically modified them to die after one season. Meaning when the seed you have seeds in it, the seeds are infertile, so they won't grow. So you could never, continually plant their seeds anymore. But they'll go and they'll seed your farm and say, hey, look. Here's one of our proprietary seeds that we genetically modified and have a patent for, and you have it on your land. We'll sue you. And then they'll be like, okay, well, you don't have to give us the money, just give us the farm. Because they know that people can't afford to fight them back. That's the type of company that this dude works for. And now the FDA is full of Monsanto lawyers. And like I said, their roots are shipping people from place to place. Prisoners of war. And you can look it up if you want to.
That's deep right there. But that's a good conversation to have. I'm glad you're mentioning this.
Mm-hmm.
I mentioned it because I'm also a seed hub. Like I give away seeds to people, like to grow their own food. I mean, I don't even have a garden plot right now, but like I'm saying, I'll go and I'll help some people if I can. So that's where I'm at with it. I'm saying we need to be so self-sustainable to the point where, and that's another thing though too. And one thing that my mother taught me, and something that she actually did, she's like, well, they think they have a captive audience. If somebody thinks that they need them, they will keep playing with you because you need them. Because they can. You need them. So they're gonna keep playing with you. That's why like a lot of people who don't get out of it's not as easy as just leaving either. Because in a lot of situations they make people dependent. So like if you're never taught how to maintain finances or even to earn your own money, how the hell are you gonna go somewhere? Where are you gonna live if you don't have no money? But that's what they do, and they have control over all that. How are you going to leave them when you're dependent on them? That's one of the ways they keep you dependent so that you can't leave. I mean, and we're talking about this toxic fucking parent shit. There's also a thing in your relationship called parenting, where basically you're acting like you're the parent of your partner, and that's not how relationships should work. But it happens though, you know what I'm saying? And it's actually toxic parenting. You know what I'm saying? It's not parenting in itself, because being a parent, you would, you know what I'm saying, you're giving them the things that they need in order for them to grow. But with toxic parenting, you're making sure that they're dependent and they can't do for themselves and that they're dependent on you. So it's like that's really what's happening. That's what's cracking. I mean, if you're self-sustainable and you are a whole person and you don't need them, then why the fuck would you stay? So they're gonna make sure that you don't never get on your own 2 feet to handle your own business, and that's part of it. So they don't want to see you succeed. That's why go back into the situation that happened with me, and my mother knows full well where the fuck I was when this shit happened. But you know what? If I actually succeed, that would mean that I did it without her. You know what I'm saying? But if I go to prison for a while and I come back, you're expecting me to be a broken person. Nah, I may have a little bit of arrested development because I don't missed the formative years of my life, and I should have been learning certain lessons at that age instead of been sitting in prison for something I didn't do. But you know what I'm saying? It's like they get to play the victim now. Oh yeah, but he's so bad, and he just he just can't get it right, and I have to take care of him even more. And it's almost like an insult to them when you're like, when something happens in your life and it's bad and you didn't tell them. It's like, why didn't you tell me? Well, so you can gloat about it and tell me how it's my fault. You get what I'm saying? Sometimes distance is
Exactly.
sometimes distance is a good thing. You know, it's a very good thing. You need to keep your distance. And in some cases, I mean, with when we talk about domestic violence and domestic abuse, we tell people do not ever talk to the abuser again. Don't allow them in your life again. It's kind of hard when you have children with them. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, okay, well then use a go between. You know what I'm saying? And please believe they will use your children as pawns because any way to hurt you is how they're gonna move. And they're not above using even their own children. So it is what it is. I mean, shoot, abusers abuse their own children. This is what we're talking about right now, today's subject. So it's like,
Right.
I mean, let's call it what it is. Um, in some instances, they're getting back at the other parent by hurting you.
Uh,
You are the one they can reach. The parent got out of there because they
low,
ain't want their shit no more.
low hanging fruit.
And now, but you're right here, and you look like that motherfucker too. You act just like them. Sound familiar?
Yeah. You act just like your mother. You act just like your father. Well, you act like your mother's side of the family. You act like your father's side of the family.
Oh yeah, all of that, all of that. Or they even use the family name. Oh, that's one of them traits. It ain't one of these traits with their family name. Is one of their traits. You know what I'm saying? Heard that one too. You know what I'm saying? Well, that whole family garbage. You know what I'm saying? So you more one of them than one of us. I mean, come on now. And it's all mind games. And it all has to do with how they feel. So an abuser is always insecure. And that's a manifestation of their insecurity. They want to tear you down. If you're truly powerful, you want to empower others because there's no threat to you. I mean, you doing well is a threat to them. Because if you do it on your own, it's like, hold up, wait, what do you mean? Hold up, you're doing something positive, and oh, that's nobody's gonna believe the shit I've been talking about you if you do good. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, come on now, let's talk about it. Like, let's get into it. You know what I'm saying? Like, some of us don't shrink back from this stuff, and then that makes you even more of a problem because they're so disrespectful. I mean, I had to tell my grandfather one day, like, "Oh, you disrespected your mother? You're goddamn right, I did. You fucking hell, fucking yeah, I did. I'm disrespectful. I'm gonna get a T-shirt and I'm gonna put disrespectful on the front of it. So I'm gonna own it. What is you saying to me? No, real deal. I'm not playing. I'm not even joking. Um, when you see my disrespectful T-shirts, you're gonna know. Like he said, he was gonna do it. Matter of fact, I'm gonna send them a shirt when I do it.
Yeah,
Disrespectful,
I'm
right
sure
across
you
the front.
will.
Oh, you know it. It's in the works. I'm gonna figure out how I'm gonna do it. I think I might make the millionaire first ones first. You know what I'm saying? We got to talk about what the reason why are people even going missing these days, and it's like why people are first to believe that their child ran away, and not causing a big huge thing because we got Amber Alert. They don't give a fuck about Ebony. The Black Sisters is going fucking missing in droves, and the news is not covering it at all. Like I said, fuck Amber Alert. We need Ebony Alert, like because they're, and I believe the fucking law enforcement is actually complacent or even taking part in this shit because they can know that there's a bunch of black children going missing, melanated children going missing, and no big deal. Maybe they ran away. And like I said, the parents not going fucking wild on people. Straight it down like, nah, motherfucker, we going out here to goddamn day. We gonna find them. You know what I'm saying? Lock off all the damn roads. Right now. Not now, but right now. But like it really is what it is. It's like and the fact that it's been so fucking quiet about it, it just lets you know what type of fucking system we dealing with.
I mean, they quiet about a lot of shit, bro. But look at all. I mean, just being real, like we talking about, bro. Look at everything that's going on. Look at our responses to everything, bro. Like right now, worrying about Nick Cannon. Nick Cannon, rich ass, had another baby. Who fucking cares? Most of these people out here can't feed their own fucking babies because there's a fucking formula shortage. Everybody's so worried about Kim Kardashian tearing the fucking dress.
I mean, I can't really talk too much shit about Nick Cannon because I told you he helped my family out when it was time.
But no, I'm not talking shit about Nick Cannon. I'm talking shit about the people that keep up with Nick Cannon. With everything that we got going on in the world. Why the fuck is Nick Cannon trending? Like everybody forgot about this, and I talk about this kind of shit on my show or whatever. But like literally, everybody forgot about the Buffalo shooting already. But not just the Buffalo shooting. The same week that shit happened in Buffalo, a black guy was killed by police officers in Oklahoma with his hands up. Like he was killed. Like they approached him, he had his hands up. They told him to put his hands up. He put his hands up. They shot him. He went down to the ground. They told him to put his hands up again. They shot him again while he was on the ground. Then when they shot him again, he put his hands down. They said, put your hands up. And then he put his hands up. They said, stop reaching. So this is like 4 or 5 different commands that he's getting. He's complying with all them bitches and still getting the fuck shot out of him. And he died with his arm still up in the air while he was on the ground. That happened the same week as the Buffalo massacre. Same week also as a little fucking white boy goes up to a black family's door with a whip. Talking about, hey, tell your fucking daughter to come outside. Same week, all this shit happened. But black people still like, oh no, like no, P Valley is on. That's P Valley is on. What's wrong with y'all?
I saw that video where that little boy went to the neighbor's house with the whip, and it's funny as it could be. It's so sad that this is.
I would have blew his little ass away.
This is not a movie.
I would have blew his little ass away.
You're watching a movie. But to know that this is not a movie, this is for real. I said, you know what? He went to the wrong house. He should have been knocking on my door with that whip.
Yeah, I would have blew his shit out right there on the front.
Wait on his mother. Wait on his father.
I would have blew her shit out too because y'all let this nigga pick up a whip and come to my house, man. Okay, because if you remember, the dad when they went to go talk to the parents about his behavior, the dad pulled a gun on them and shot.
Yeah, I know.
So
I heard that.
they knew you watched the video. I think it's on Sean King shit. But like, if you look at the video, they went to talk to the parents and they got shot at when they went to go talk to the parents. So they knew they were complicit. They knew what was up.
The parents sent him to do that shit.
And I'm gonna say some shit that nobody's gonna like
that way. They trained them up to be that way.
Nobody's gonna hear this shit. But it's real life. And we talking about real shit, right? We talking about toxic parents and all that good kind of shit, right? Okay. All these little these little kids that's on Call of Duty saying nigger, 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 nigger. You know what they doing now? Shooting up shit. Everybody like, oh, they just kids being kids, all that good kind of shit. No, all the people that's doing the mass shootings are 18-year-old little white kids. That's doing the same shit that they've been doing online. So I'm going, fucking niggers, I'm gonna kill all this good kind of shit.
And they film it like it's a game. And they film it like it's a game. They do it from the first person, like, you know what I'm saying? They put on like a fucking a vest or whatever the fuck they put on in order to fucking show everybody. Like, if you're watching the video, you would think it was a game.
No, let's go to twerking is more important. Twerking is definitely more important than that. And then, okay, when I was saying that to say, like, people act like, okay, again, this is not a comfortable topic. I'm so sorry. However, Nazi youth, right? In Nazi Germany, the Hitler youth were 13, 14-year-olds that were fucking racist and doing racist shit. They was boiling people and cutting dicks off and, all sorts of fucking bullshit, right? So, you know what the German population did to those kids? They killed them. Okay. I'm so sorry. They didn't rehab them. They didn't send them to jail. They fucking killed them because they were fucking Nazis. Now in America, these people are walking around with Nazi armbands and shit, touting Nazi rhetoric. A motherfucker that got elected to office literally said he was a Nazi. But we don't have any problems here. It's a post-racial society, and we shouldn't discipline kids for just being kids or whatever. Again, that's bullshit. When I say we, I'm talking about black people now. We've been bullied since we got in this bitch. We've been bullied, mistreated, fucking Jim Crow, fucking what to the slave is the 4th of fucking July, fucking 13th Amendment. Like, what do you want? Like, close your eyes and point. Shit. Devil's Punch Bowl, goddamn. University of Alabama in the 60s. Like I said, just close your fucking eyes and point. You just point anywhere. It's gonna be something come up.
Well, yeah, the towns that they put underwater, the towns that they cleared out.
Gunnersville, Brooklyn. What's it? Central Park in New York, right?
Yep, Central Park.
Gunnersville, Lay Dam here in Alabama. Like, I'm hip. Like, but all that shit's going on or whatever. And we still, like I said, kumbaya and we shall overcome. We need to, somebody needs to do something. But we are the people that needs to do something. Like, and these kids, like everybody, like you, I don't feel sorry for little racist kids. I'm sorry. If a little racist kid comes up to me, that little racist kid's gonna fucking die. I'm not gonna go tell, like, I'm sorry. Like, I'm sorry.
University. Like I said, Nat Turner University. Yeah, he said, at least we ain't gonna be having no raping.
Yo, if little go to my house looking for my little girl with a fucking whip, I'm gonna blow little Timmy's fucking brains out.
Yeah,
straight like that. I'm not talking to nobody. That was a threat. He came to my house with a weapon. I don't give a fuck. He's a child. That was a weapon, right? Okay.
and he was whipping the whip on the door.
Yep. And then he scratched that car when he was leaving. That wasn't no child. That was an assailant with a weapon. That's how y'all look at us. Tamir Rice was how old?
He was a super predator. I'm saying, like, that little white kid was a super predator.
But Tamir Rice was only like 11 years old, playing with a gun at a park, playing with a toy at a park in an open carry state.
And they even told him it was a toy. They even told him on the dispatch it was a toy. And it's like the dispatch is definitely a Karen. Didn't even convey that it might be a toy. They got the call that it might be a toy, and they told him it was a weapon.
But it doesn't matter though. There's a nigga.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter. And we as niggas, we ain't do shit about it. We ain't gonna do shit about it. We cowards. Like, and I'm saying we as a general, there are those among us that will stand, but look what happens when those among us stand. They stand by themselves and suffer for the rest of their fucking life, however short it is.
And by the way, too, like, you know what I'm saying, Samara, you know what I'm saying, like, Samara Rice, his mother, like, literally put it out there, like, yo, bitch, you stole money. You said that money is supposed to come to us, and you stole money, and they're not the only one. Like the chicks from fucking Black Lives Matter stole the fucking money that was supposed to go to her family. You know what I'm saying? And there was another. I put it on my Instagram, so I got it on my Instagram right now, saying like, yo, some artist dude, you know what I'm saying, that's supposed to have raised some money and didn't give her not a fucking dime. So it's like, yo, they use our tragedies and then they fucking raise money and keep it for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it don't make no. So if it bleeds, it leads. Like just think about the
Yeah,
fact
people
that
go around start killing people like that. Then everybody gonna look at them like, see, look, I told you. But I'm like, I mean, honestly, like something has to give. Like if we're ever to get out of this box that we're in, we're gonna have to break our way out of this bitch, bro. Like Malcolm X said, like nobody is going to give you the keys to free yourself from their system, like from their oppression. Their oppression, they're not going to give you the keys to that shit. We're gonna have to use things like outside the box. Like, for instance, every black person is aware of the Panthers or whatever, but what they might not be aware of with the Panthers did everything by the fucking book. What happened when they did that shit? The white people changed the book. So that's how it is. Period. We can play by the rules. So we do in the place. You know what they're gonna do? They're gonna change the rules, and then to me, that will entail for me to stop playing the fucking game. Okay, well, I'm not gonna play anymore. I got something for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's me personally, because I'm a fucking American. Like, bro, I don't, and that's something else I don't understand too. Okay, don't judge me.
how are we American? Explain to me how we American again.
I said don't judge me. So, like, because I grew up watching fucking Die Hard, just like everybody else. Die Hard and Rambo and fucking all those shits, bro. Like, I grew up on all that shit. Like, I literally, like, I teach you how to use weapons and shit, bro. I teach you how to zero rifles, how to clean weapons, how to handle weapons in the house, about the different calibers, like all of that kind of shit, right? Like, I also am American. Like, if somebody does something to me, I don't want to give them a hug or whatever. I want to blow them the fuck up. Like, that's what I was taught my whole life. If somebody fucked with us as quote unquote as Americans, what we did, we went and blew their fucking country up until they ain't have shit left, right?
You're the wrong hue to be speaking like that, sir.
But listen.
Only white people can talk like that. You know that. Only pale, pink, pasty ass bitches can talk like that.
Because I happen to be black, because I happen to be African American. Those things that we hold dear as to us as Americans, when I start talking like that as an African American, then they're like, oh no.
Oh, I got a question too. And you know what I'm about to say next. Where the fuck was the NRA to defend you for your stand your ground rights?
I mean, not just the NRA. I mean, like, again, let's call spade a spade. Like, literally. Not just the NRA, because look what they did, Philando Castile or whatever. He was literally a card carrying member or whatever. But not just the NRA. What about the Huey P. Newton Gun Club? What about NAGA?
Oh, did you say something about that they're no longer doing trainings? They gonna give you your money back? What the fuck going on with that? They're no longer doing what now?
I'm finna like, I'm gonna hit them up again, and if I can't get no straight, then bro, I'm just gonna ask for my money back. Like, I've been communicating. You know, I'm not even gonna speak on which one it is until I'm sure that it's not, because I don't, you know, believe it or not, I don't want to foster division in the black community. Like, I believe in accountability, but I don't want to foster division. You know what I'm saying? Like, I believe in trying to work shit out amongst ourselves, because they love when we fight amongst ourselves. You know what I'm saying?
They
love it.
do. But we also have to identify a weed in the garden. So
yeah, that's what I said. I'm of both minds or whatever. But like, you know, with the Huey P. Newton Gun Club, like, I'm literally, like, you know, I don't got no reason to lie. You can literally go look that shit up. So like, when I hit that crack in the chest with the shotgun in Montgomery, I was a member of the Huey P. Newton Gun Club. I actually started Huey P. Newton Gun Club in Alabama, right? So they was talking all that shit, like, oh, goddamn it, Mercutio, good goddamn dog, getting that goddamn crack off my little sister, you son of a bitch, all that good kind of shit, right? And I'm like, oh, thank you so much, that's so great. And I'm like, well, they have my shotgun, and I don't have it back, and I need my weapon or something else to defend myself with. And you know, I also, you know, I did all this shit that I was doing. Like, I don't have a place to stay right now. You know, all that jazz. I don't have a place to stay right now. I'm kind of, you know, because I'm doing so much, they have me blacklisted. But I'm still doing all this shit in the community. Like, literally, I was giving blood doing shit. Like, I was giving plasma and then going to action. I was literally giving blood. I was literally bleeding for this shit. But niggas that's out here putting on airs and shit, they the ones that people supporting this shit. It's fucking nuts.
Oh wow.
Woo, shit, son. I told you I'm a little bit of I'm an asshole. Yeah. But it's the truth though. Like I don't got no reason to lie. So like, even right now, like so many people have asked me about these organizations and all that good kind of shit, and I really don't fuck with none of them. If I'm being honest. Like I gotta start my own shit because I have not seen an organization that was trustworthy. Like I've not seen an organization fight for their people. I was mad at Black Lives Matter when Sandra Bland died. I cried for her. I never met Sandra Bland in my life. I've cried over her like we spent the night growing up with each other.
Mm.
I never fucking met her. Never. But all the stories, like she was me. She was one of us. Like she was literally a member going around doing shit, saying shit or whatever, and she died and we did nothing. And I've been disgusted with Black Lives Matter since then. Same thing like with the gun club. You know what I'm saying? Like when that
you know why they didn't? You know why they basically lambasted her because she said bad stuff about the LGBTQ community, and we don't support that.
who did what now?
I'm dead serious. They were like, well, she made videos talking bad about the alphabet community. she made videos.
I'm glad that I didn't see that.
Opinions.
I don't even but still, but regardless, and that's to let you know everything you need to know. Like, bro, if you really in the shit with somebody, bro, if you really like arm in arm with it, like you call somebody your comrade or your brother, your sister, you in the shit together, bro, ain't no understanding. I don't care what the fuck happened. I don't give a fuck. Like, did that stop her from fighting for gay people? Fuck no. She can have a fucking opinion. My little sister gay as hell. People like, I mean, just being honest, people sometimes would consider me homophobic. I don't give a fuck who nobody fuck as long as you try to fuck me. But I do say that they always putting some like gay shit just because, just being real. Like, and also even with my shit when I went to that Trump rally, right, and I got to fight at that Trump rally because I wasn't gay, and also because I wasn't light skinned enough, I wasn't gay enough, I wasn't Christian enough. They didn't support me.
Damn.
So, like, even though I'm the first, like, I'm literally the nigga that started that doing shit at Trump rally shit. I started that shit on my daddy grave. Like, but Black Lives Matter didn't support me, like I said, because I'm not gay enough, I'm not light skinned enough, all those things, and they was too busy taking the money for themselves. Like, you can't call support on people that's actually doing work when you too busy stealing the money for yourself so you can have a good life.
Oh, they bought mansions, plural. And one of them has a pink partner. So it's like, you're the one that pointed out to me before they changed it about how it didn't even say the word man in their whole manifesto, whatever the hell it was. Remember?
Yo. So like, like I said, I also started Black Lives Matter here in Birmingham. Me and another dude are the founder here in Birmingham. So they wanted us, this bitch, and I say bitch because fuck her. If she not an agent, like, I don't know who is. Like, on God, fuck you, Cara. Fuck it, I'm gonna say your name. Fuck you. So like every organization that she's been a part of has been destroyed by her. Like I said, if she's not an agent, her brother's an agent, and her other brother is a fucking preacher that everybody go to his church. That sounds perfect to me. But anyway, so like Black Lives Matter was like, they wanted us and me and the other dude that started shit straight as fuck, right? So they wanted us to go find a transvestite individual to put in front of us to be the leadership for the group. And it was like, I mean, I ain't gonna lie. If somebody was out there with us doing the shit, okay. I don't give a fuck if they out here with us doing this shit. I don't give a fuck. But you want me to go manufacture a nigga to take my place when I'm actually doing the work? I bled for this shit, bitch. You know what? Kiss my ass. And then also, in addition to that, if you look on Black Lives Matter website, I don't know if they changed it now because I've been like, fuck y'all. They literally do not use the word man on their page. They talk about the family, they talk about children, they talk about women, they use all those words very clearly. They go out of their way to not use the word man. They say partner. They say
like, their partner could be a man or a woman.
Yeah, I'm like, bro, y'all niggas sick, bro. Like, so y'all don't even want to put the word man in there, but y'all saying y'all fighting for black men, women, and children, but y'all don't even want to put the man on the website, man. Okay, all right, guys, and that's real. Like, I don't got no reason why.
I know.
So, like, and those are the people. Again, we support people that's doing that kind of shit. That's who we support.
And literally, it's like that's who's being killed most of the time is the black men. I mean, they're killing sisters too, and it's like, yo, why aren't there more protests for the sisters that's getting killed? Like, real shit.
All of us, like, all the protests have stopped because everybody's scared and everybody's tired. If I'm being honest, like, I mean, I'm being honest. Like I said about the definition of insanity, bro. No, and all of us learned something too. All of us learned something after George Floyd. Like,
I want to know this though. Like, why are we not protesting the little kids that's going missing? Like, why are we out in the street for that shit? Like, real shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm really dead serious about that. Like, we had all these our children going missing, black women going missing, and like in the hundreds, if not thousands. You know what I'm saying? And specifically black areas. And you notice that like more and more, there's cameras going up everywhere. So you mean to tell me, with all these cameras around here, you can't rewind the footage and see nothing? Nobody knows nothing? You ain't see nothing? Where's the protest for that shit? I mean, come on now. Mm-hmm. If their life's supposed to matter, where the fuck is the uproar? Real shit. Because we find out someone go missing, we out in the streets. We ain't gonna tell nobody just in case somebody gets caught out there. And I'm gonna just say all that. I'm just gonna say that. That's it. Man.
And the sex trafficking that's been going on for decades.
Kendrick Johnson.
Oh, they know who did that. They definitely know who did that.
The dad was an FBI, is a member of the FBI, and the son was going to a fucking prestigious school. But like, that's what I'm saying. Like, even if we was out there in the streets for them, we got tased and beat, and I literally got skin kicked off of my fucking wrist, right? While these bitches having fucking parties in mansions and shit, talking about we not gonna go protest for somebody that actually did the fighting, while your bitch ass just doing the talking. Like, I got a real problem with that. Now, I don't hit women in my personal life. But in my professional life, I learned that, you know, sometimes you I mean, I'm sorry. Like, somebody trying to kill me, I don't give a fuck what you got between your legs. You're gonna fucking die. But doing shit like that while people are fighting and dying and bleeding for ideals, for real ideals, and you just using it to get money, they should die. They should suffer for that. There should be some kind of restitution. Like, that's why we don't have a movement now, because they keep taking from us. They literally made the movement into a joke. They made the whole movement into a joke. They made everything about the movement untrustworthy. It was by design. And look at where we are now. Who is standing up for us? Who is fighting for us? Nobody.
we allow this shit, and that's the problem. Is
I
that we
do.
allow way too much. We love everybody but ourselves, and that is a problem. And that comes from, saying this abusive relationship. It's codependency. Saying the same person that whoop your ass, you be defending them like, oh, no, no, no. I ran into a wall. It was a cabinet. I fell down the stairs. I mean, I was being clumsy and I slammed the door on my hand. No, they didn't do it to me. It wasn't them. I did it to myself. Well, maybe if I didn't make them angry, like how I made them angry, they wouldn't have to discipline me this way. And that's the way they look at it. It's like it's always taking the blame off of the person who is to blame. Real shit. It's like, and they love them, but I love them. No, I told you, like I had that situation. Old boy ran for me. He was calling sis all kind of bitches and shit like that, accusing her of sleeping with me. I'm like, that's like little sis to me. Ain't nothing like that. What you talk about? One of her sons is you can hear his voice in one of my videos when I'm doing one of my planting videos. I'm not planting. I was doing a pest control video with the cayenne pepper. You can hear his voice in it. I mean, because I took him to my garden plot. It's like, yo, she's low sis. It's not like that. I'm like, and he talked all this shit over the phone, and I'm like, yo, so what's the address? And then when I seen them in person, oh, she grabbed my hands, like, please don't do anything, please don't. After him calling you all these bitches and talk about he gonna do all this, that, and the other, I want to see if he was really gonna do it. Like, come on now. But you said they grabbed my hand and talk about some please don't do nothing, and that happens. They defend the people that abuse them, and that's just part of it, and it sucks.
That Stockholm, we got it bad. Black people got it bad in America, bro. Like we defend all this bullshit that it does to us on a daily basis. We defend it, cutting out the braids and dreads out of our children's hair while they're at sporting events. We defend it for pulling guns on our children while they're at fucking pool parties. We defend it for killing our fathers while they're in the car with us. Like, we defend it for everything. Like, and that's the problem. Like, really and truly, like I said, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. We have to do something different or we shall perish. And it's not hyperbole. Look at Flint, Michigan. Them niggas still don't got water. How many of them died? How many of those children sick? How many generations of people's lives did they fuck up?
Remember the brother made a machine, right? That takes the condensation out of the air.
Yep, in Africa.
He put it in Flint. So he made the thing that actually pulls the condensation out of the air and filters it and gave it to Flint. And he said somebody ran up in there and they knew what they were doing when they sabotaged the machine. It's like this wasn't just random vandalism. Somebody knew what they was doing. So it's like it's an open air genocide that's happening, and people are still acting like they don't know, and they're playing dumb. Denial is one of the ways that abusers continue to be able to abuse.
Palestine and Israel, bro. I mean, and then we know from being black in America, bro, they do that shit all the time. Like, no, we're not. Just like, okay, I will give y'all, okay, oh my God, I hope I might get in trouble. I don't give a fuck, whatever. So I just took a class on being able to teach people be able to instruct people on what to do in case of an active shooting, right? On my daddy grave, I got a certificate for that shit, right? So in the part of the test is they ask what demographic is doing the most of the mass shootings. Anybody care to guess what the answer to that question is?
No.
White people.
No, you would be wrong. The correct answer on the question is there is no specific demographic that is performing the mass shootings. That was the real fucking answer for the question. We sick, boss. We refuse to, and I'm talking about we as Americans right now. Like, we refuse to see a problem. Like even in teaching the class about mass shooters, they refuse to say who is really the mass shooter. Also, another question that was asked in the thing, is political activism a reason that people do mass shootings? You know what the answer was? No.
What was the answer?
The answer was no. That's not a reason why they go on mass shootings. Even though this last couple of guys did a whole manifesto using the same talking points that the Republicans use. So weird. But like, we refuse to admit the problem. They always gonna lie and say no, it's not. Literally, the nigga said that he a racist, and Tucker Carlson was like, he's not replacing the period. What are you talking about? We know they do that to us. How many times did we hear about shit that our parents, our grandparents endured with somebody just like, oh no, we didn't get your money. I don't know what you're talking about. Or no, we didn't have that here. I don't know what you're talking about. Or we don't serve your, like, whatever the fuck. They always do that shit. Always.
Another point, black people are some of the most anti-gun people. Like they just want to pray away, like you can pray away bullets. Like, you think that this person who's coming to kill you, like, hold on, let me make sure I'm following every law before I go and kill people. Let me make sure my gun is legal. Let me make sure these are legal rounds. You know what I'm saying? Let me make sure this is a legal place to be killing people. You know,
no, this is my thing.
They're not following the fucking law. They're not following the law.
To do. People are so, like, we so fucking, and that's because our minds are so colonized. We cannot even form a fucking free thought, because every thought that we have in our minds is filtered through a colonized mind. I know that sounds horrible, but it's the truth. Even as woke as you are, you still got all your knowledge from a European learning system. Your mind is colonized. So every thought that you have is colonized. Even your thoughts of freedom is tinged by colonization. I'm sorry, but like, we are stuck right now. And I think this sister said it best. Limia Bowie, she won a Nobel Peace Prize winner. She's a Nobel Peace Prize winner from Africa. And she said, America is stuck in a civil rights movement. And she's right. We still trying to say you shall overcome and do nonviolence and all that good kind of shit. That shit didn't work then.
Oh, and those peaceful protests would not have gone. People don't even know who the Deacons of the Defense are.
Yeah, Robert F.
That's not even covered. It's not even covered. All right, so the Deacons of Defense were there when all these peaceful protesters was around. There would be these black people, Negroes, you know what I'm saying, melanated men around holding their guns to make sure it didn't go too crazy. And they were out in the outskirts. They weren't out there out in front. And then they would get active if they saw stuff going too crazy. And then they tried to write them completely out of the history. That stuff would have been way worse. They would have been killing way more people during those protests if those black men with guns wasn't standing right there.
I got one for you. Martin Luther King was not even nonviolent himself. Martin Luther King applied for a pistol permit numerous times, but was denied by the state of fucking Georgia. On God, they just wrote all this shit completely out of fucking history. Like, we never fought back, we never defended ourselves. Nothing. All of us
did that on purpose.
His thinking changed at the end. That's the reason why they really killed his ass, because he started sounding more like Malcolm X. You know what I'm saying? Talk about black is beautiful. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, we got to find that speech where he's like, they posted in language. Yo, listen, everything is black is bad and everything white is pure and everything like that. He started sounding like Malcolm X. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, they did not like that because he was actually kicking it.
He gotta go. To go.
He's talking about the money. He's like, listen, next time we march on Washington, we want our check.
You need our check. Yup. Give me that check. And then he died.
Oh, he was murdered. And I believe somebody that was standing behind him really pulled the trigger.
Well,
Jesse.
Jesse Jackson is the agent. Al Sharpton is the agent. The nigga that took the picture of him down was a fucking agent. So, I mean, chances are, I mean, you never fucking know. And then on top of that, what about the pillow in the hospital thing? Because supposedly he didn't die from being shot. He died from being suffocated at the fucking hospital. But like,
I do not disbelieve that.
all those things together, having the knowledge of all of that, like we have the knowledge of all of that, but we also have the cowardice and okay, I'm not gonna say the cowardice because you know what it is? It's fear. It's real fear. Do y'all remember that movie Avatar?
I remember Avatar.
In the movie Avatar, the white Marine Force Recon dude that's trying to take over the land, he said some shit that was real as fuck. He was like, I'm going to damage them so bad their offspring and ancestors are going to feel it. They're going to feel it for generations. That's what they've done to us. We harbor all the pain of our ancestors. We harbor that. It's literally in our DNA. All the fear of them of watching dogs tear people apart and hanging people and cutting their dicks off, hanging them then cutting their dicks off, them people being raped in the yard by multiple men and shit, like men being raped by the slave masters to butt touch them and shit. Like we have all of that in our DNA.
Exactly.
Like, so like I do understand
transatlantic slave trade syndrome. That is what the suffrage is.
I understand that, but I also understand, like I said,
but we also got to be able to recognize that and wash ourselves from that and regenerate those genes, because it is genetics, but we can change that genetics. You know,
Some of us got to remember, some of us was slicing their throats when they was asleep.
That's right.
Poisoning their whole fucking
and burning
family.
the houses down.
You know what I'm saying?
Like
going in, grabbing the guns and shooting them the fuck down. Like, don't say, hey yo, you got to remember too. Shit, people played the long game too. Forget that some of us knew how to read and write and everything like that. So they would do is they would invite the family after they killed the other family that was in the plantation. They're like, let's write the other family a letter, tell them to come take a visit.
Hear the chips.
Come take a visit. Come visit us here. And then when they got there, nobody seen them again. And then that plantation got taken over. And this happened for like years and years because we just gonna play slaves. You know what I'm saying? We just gonna play like we slaves, and we, you know what I'm saying? The whole ID system right now, people don't even realize that's walking papers. That's a holdover from from being a prisoner of war, and now everybody gets to have one. You know what I'm saying? Do you have walking papers? Do you have license to drive? And driving is with a horse and a carriage. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I have a Morris brother here. He can confirm that. You know what I'm saying?
I'm
driving his horse and the carriage. It has nothing to do with the car.
That redhead cowboy nigga go off on people for pulling him over while he on the horse or whatever. That's gonna be funny. He ain't no more, but he know the law though.
Man, for real.
Dude.
Yeah. Slavery never ended. It just happened to. They just expanded it so that everybody could do it. Everybody could be part of that. Now people are wage slaves. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you commit a crime, you can go into slavery and be on the actual plantation and be growing food and sewing up clothes and making mattresses and doing all this other stuff.
No matter if you in jail
make money off of it.
No matter if you in jail or not, you still on the plantation. We are all slaves.
Yeah. Well, definitely, but it says that slavery is legal if you are accused of committing a crime. And who's the most over-policed people anywhere? Who gets policed the most?
Black and brown. Ooh, exactly. We got to talk about that. I'm so sorry. We got to talk about that because we just said the color and we talk. So the reason why those parents were treated that way in Texas was because they was brown. Y'all know that shit. Like I'm talking about the mass shooting that happened and the police was outside pointing guns at the parents trying to go save their kids and shit. It's because they was brown. If those kids were white kids, would that response have been the same? If those parents were white parents, would the response have been the same? Fuck no.
I mean, here's the thing though, too. I thought these motherfuckers were supposed to be such big heroes, and every time you read one of their police reports, they sound like a superhero. He became aggressive, so I had to wrestle him to the ground because he had the weapon, and I knew I had to get it from him before he killed anyone. It's like they sound like a superhero, but when it comes to an active shooter, oh no, we gonna stay out here. We gonna stay out here. It's safer.
And ran inside to go save her own children. A mother fought the police, fought through the police, got up and went in there and saved her own fucking children with no fucking weapons while they bitch ass was outside pointing guns at people.
Because like I said, active shooter was happening, and they're like, "Oh no, let's stay here. It's too dangerous in there. We ain't gonna save no kids today."
At a pool party, let there be a black kid listening to music on his front porch. Let there be a black person walking. Let there be a black person breathing. Let that be us doing it. Like, that's just ridiculous. Like, they stayed outside for almost an hour while he was inside murdering motherfuckers, and they couldn't be bothered to go inside because they were and they can say that what's the words, their modus operandi or their orders or their operating system or however you want to put it, their orders are to move in this such a way and all that good kind of shit. I don't give a flying fish sandwich of a fuck. I don't know if y'all remember, but one of the conversations we had earlier is how many lives I've saved in how many different ways. In none of those times I was in those situations to save a life did I ever fucking freeze. I fucking acted. I didn't sit there and be like, oh, well, all sucks. Like, I didn't wait on the SWAT team. I didn't wait on nobody. I fucking went and did the shit. So I don't give a fuck about their excuses. Like, every last one of them need to be fucking fired. I don't care. I don't care if that's the department's fault. Like, that's their operating procedure. Then the whole department need to go. Y'all cowards. Unless some black people around and y'all think they got marijuana in the car, then y'all all of a sudden got turned into fucking Rambo.
Hell yeah. They super into like, oh, I had to subdue them because
did y'all see the shooting of Philando Castile? Did y'all see how they was moving while they was shooting him and shit? They was enjoying themselves, but they was acting like they were scared for real. Mm-hmm. But they was enjoying them. You can tell, like, I'm a shooter. Like, they was moving like they was playing. They was moving like it was a game. Move this position. This nigga ain't fired back once. It's just fucking crazy, yo.
Man, listen. And then the little girl had to see the whole thing, and she's the one who was calmest out of everybody.
Calm down, mama. I don't want you to get shooted.
For real.
The girl is 5 years old, and she got more like, literally. And that's another thing. Like, in all those situations that I mentioned, we are supposed to be the calm ones, not the fucking trained professionals. This is a 5-year-old little girl that just saw her father, whoever the fuck, get murdered in front of her fucking face, and she is sitting there telling her mother, "Mom, calm down. You just got to." When you talking about racial, again, the pain that we harbor.
They're supposed to de-escalate. It's like,
how's she gonna be normal for the rest of her life? What is going to be normal about her life if she experienced it at that age? How could her life be normal?
And the thing is she's growing up right now. What grade is she in right now? You know what I'm saying? I mean,
she at least in high school right now, or middle school, something like that.
For real, and then she's still seeing all this shit popping off. Because please believe me, you know what I'm saying? And we can't help but be affected by this shit because we see ourselves. That's the reason why they treat each other a certain type of way when they're out there. Like, this lady did a whole account of, you know, her license plates got stolen and she got surrounded by the police. So she was like, you know what I'm saying, no, this is my car, it's not stolen. And then they were sitting there trying to explain to her about, well, we're stopping you just to confirm that your car is still legal. Somebody is riding around with your you know what I'm saying, with your license plate. You know what I'm saying? And these license plates have been reported stolen. And it's like the only reason why they were so calm with her. I mean, at first they thought she was in the stolen car, and they were like, "Hold up, stop it!" And they saw who she was, and they were like, "Oh, hold on a second, let's explain to her what's going on." That don't never happen with us. They always ready to jump the gun with us. You know, it like in the hood, shit like that happens all the time. People will take your plates off and replace them. because they stole the car. You know what I'm saying? You don't even know that you driving around with freaking somebody else's plates. They done reported their plates stolen, and they riding around with yours because you don't know that your plates, you know what I'm saying, are gone. Like people sometimes don't even look at their plates; they just get in their car and they go. So that other person then reported their plate stolen, and they're driving around like, and you haven't reported your plate stolen, so they get a little bit more license to drive around for a little while. But pigs pull up on you. Them plates of the car, you know what I'm saying, reported stolen. You stole this car. Like, no. This is my car. No, shut the fuck up. Get on the floor. You don't get to explain nothing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can show you my paperwork. If you reach, I will fucking shoot you. That's what we get. And you're just trying to explain yourself that, nah, this is my legal stuff. I wouldn't be driving around like in broad daylight on main roads, you know, abiding by traffic rules if I was actually doing some bullshit. Like, come on now. They make no sense, but they come at you hard as hell. You might not make it out that situation. Say and it's like it ain't even your fault. You didn't even do nothing. But it's their excuse. And there you go.
And that's sad but true. That's like an everyday scenario in different parts of the United States where you find Black people.
Yep.
Didn't they kill that kid, the half and half kid, like on the road? He was on the phone with his mother. He's like, nah, like yo. See, he's like, he's trying to tell them like, yo, I'm not doing nothing. Shot him anyway. They shot that. You know what I'm saying? I think his mom's is white, and when I think that's probably the only reason why they really even made it a big deal, because it was white lady tears, and pink lady tears, like real shit. So I really think that happened. That it only made the news because a pink lady was crying. They don't care about our tears.
No.
Nope. Damn so don't. See, they damn so they care about that. Their pregnant lady they shot 5 times. They ain't give a fuck about her kids.
Didn't they save that baby? They saved the baby, but they killed her. So now this baby got to grow up without his mother. And she's like, I'm pregnant. She told them that she was pregnant. Had her hands up and everything.
They shot the shit out of us. But like, it's okay because P Valley's on and Tyler Perry. We're gonna have a new show being a crossdresser, and you know, we got the LGBTQ section and shit, so everything's good. Nobody owns a house. Like, all the houses are gonna be 6 figures. Like I said, minimum wage is $7.25. So good luck with that shit. That's why our kids are despairing. It's up to us to not be fucking toxic parents like our parents were, like some of our parents were. It's up to us to not be that and to do something about this shit. Because, like, if you, to me, that's the ultimate in toxicity. We see the world as it is. The world is dying and being murdered by a whole bunch of rich white sociopaths, and we're sitting around, wondering about Kim Kardashian destroying some other rich bitch dress that don't give a fuck about us either.
Exactly.
I purposely don't watch the news because of that shit. It's like, yo, why the fuck do you care about this celebrity shit? The people are fucking famous for doing debauchery. That's the only reason why they're famous. They did some shit. Oh, she did a sex tape. Oh, now look at her butt. Oh, she's dating this one. She's dating this one. She had this one's kid. Who gives a fuck? Like,
bro, that's
real
why,
shit.
like, I be legit angry. Like, I'm no cap. Like, I know maybe some people feel some kind of way, but like I said, I really don't give a fuck because this is my life and like I've lived it. So, like I said, I've saved people in every way there is to save people. I swear to God, I've saved people from drowning. I've gotten sued out for people I don't know. I pull people out of burning fucking houses. I pull people out of cars on the freeway. I've done all this shit, right? But because I'm not gay enough, not light-skinned enough, and not Christian enough, I get treated like I did the opposite of all those things. Like, this shit is ridiculous. Even, like I said, Even when I shot somebody, I shot him defending my fucking family and myself. I didn't just go randomly like, hey, like, hey, guy.
I mean, the dude was coming towards you with a weapon that he had already used on your
But you,
family.
but
Like,
the
come on
police,
now.
but you see the police, like, I mean, the story that they told, I fired a whole magazine into him and then reloaded, shot him again, peed on him while he was dying. That's what the police like
And
try to
then
make it
did a
seem like.
dance around them. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
Like, come
God,
on. Yeah, it's like they were there. Like, I remember you telling me you was waving them down and they just didn't do shit.
I tried to get a hold of police numerous times that day. Before that shit happened, like they was literally in the front yard when I shot the dude,
I mean,
but they were too
and they knew
busy
the house
harassing people.
because of the domestic violence. Like, see, I talked to my dudes, so I know shit from the back from the background. Like, they was always at that house for the domestic violence that this dude was doing against his mother. Against his mother, like, and it's like,
So
come
that's
on now,
it.
they know the
But
house.
He'll disappear and go to the woods. He'll disappear and go somewhere with his family. Like he had left. Like I mean, if I'm being real, like I had told him, you don't need to bring her ass back here, big fella. Um, but then he came back and cut my sister's nose off her face. Then came me with it. I mean, like I said, I didn't have hatred in my heart. Believe it or not, I know I've been laughing at shit all night, but like being honest, like I wouldn't have minded. I didn't know what to do. Like I kind of wanted to go to his funeral, but I was like, that'll be really fucking weird. Like I said, he was my mom's husband. But like I still don't have no animosity for the dude. I don't feel like he was no bad person. I just feel like, them drugs got his ass that day. You know what I'm saying? But like, I don't understand. Like, we are at like literally we are at a crisis point. We've been at a crisis point for a while, and like I think honestly I don't want to think that, but we might be past the point. But the longer we sit here and wait on doing anything, and it's not gonna be the shit that we've been doing. It's not gonna be the voting. It's not even gonna be the marching. Um, Again, I'm a realist. I look at shit for real, for real. So if you look at shit for real, people that say violence don't solve anything are fucking liars. Because after Micah X shot them police officers in Dallas, everybody wanted to talk to Black Lives Matter then about how can we stop the violence in the community. Y'all remember that before he did that, the conversation was Black Lives Matter is causing all this business. After Micah X lit them police officers up in Dallas, then they wanted to talk about what we can do to stop this animosity in our community between us and the police officers. Same thing after George Floyd.
I might have been Facebook friends with him and shit like that, because when the task force came to talk to me, so I had a police task force on me because I made a statement and I'm still saying the shit, and ain't shit y'all bitches can say to me to stop me from saying it. Like, defend yourselves. If these motherfuckers is trying to violate you, you're not going to get help from nobody. You best defend your fucking self. I don't care what the fuck they're wearing. Defend yourself. I'm not saying go attack nobody. I said defend yourself. If nobody's attacking you, don't attack them. But if they're attacking you, defend yourself. But these bitches sat there and came to me. I just came out the court, so they know that I don't have no weapons on me. And they're asking me all these questions like, well, you're friends with somebody that did violence against the police and shit like that. I'm like, is that me? The fuck is you saying? What did they do to him? What they do to them? Because on some real shit, I want to know. And to be very clear, I want to tell y'all something. Mark Essex is one of my fucking heroes. I don't give a fuck what you got to say. Look him up. You know what I'm saying? And I got to see where he did that work. You know what I'm saying? They beat his ass. He did what he had to fucking do. You know what I'm saying? He knew what he was doing, what he knew what he was facing. But sometimes you put your foot down and that's it. You know what I'm saying? That's it. You're going to get tired of getting beat on. You have to do something back. It is what it is. But it's like, I'm not sitting there saying go and do that shit. But the fucking thing is, if you're going to do it right. Fuck is wrong with you? You know what I'm saying? It is what it is, man. Like, people just not going to play victim all the time. And I think they was referring to Micah X as being on my friends list, but I don't remember if I am or not. what I'm saying? If I was or not. So like I think that's who they were referring to. And I'm like, I don't know. Like, you know, so you act like we actually know the people on our friends list a lot of times. Like I got 5,000 people at any given time, I guess. You know what I'm saying? Or close to it. And all them people don't know me. I don't know them. You know what I'm saying? That's like if someone's sitting there talking about eating babies right now on one of my fucking friend lists. Like, it don't mean I condone this shit. And I don't even know how the fuck they got on my fucking friends list. But shit, if they're on my list and the algorithm picks who the fuck you're gonna see on your fucking timeline anyway. I got people telling me that I done disappeared. I done got restrictions and they done sat there and told me my shit's going to the bottom of the list for X amount of days or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because I apparently I'm a bully, and because I don't take shit, so that makes me the bully. You know what I'm saying? It's like they actually came and approached me over a fucking Facebook post of me saying, defend yourselves, because obviously we're not getting any justice from them, so defend yourselves. And I'm still saying that shit to this day. Fuck you, mean. Man, come on now.
Yeah, you have to defend yourself. I mean, that's just a sign of courage, a sign of integrity and morality. You know you have to stand up for what's right. You're not going to just let nobody push you around and stuff, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, my children are grown now, but even now I have to say to my daughter and things like that, speak up. Don't be afraid to speak how you feel. If that's how you feel, you should have said it. Don't come and tell me about it. Say it to that person at that particular time.
Mm-hmm.
That's who needs to hear it. And the more she does that, the more she feels better in certain situations. So it's not being mean. I had to explain, like, it's not being mean. It's purposely wanting to be mean, but you're just letting people know where you stand. If you're trying to explain something and the lady's talking over you, stop her from talking over you. And when she did that, that's why the lady had to be quiet. But if you let her talk over you, you're not going to say what you have to say, and she's going to so-called win that conversation.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all about respecting yourself.
I agree.
And then you will automatically respect others once you have respect for yourself, because you know how important respect is.
I mean, when you respect yourself, you don't disrespect others. That's really what it is. It's like a lot of people are just projecting how they really feel about themselves when they're sitting there giving you a what do you call it, critique, or they're saying some shit against you. It's like that's really how you feel about you. And sometimes you gotta tell people that shit. I had to tell one of my aunts that shit. I'm like, that's how you feel about yourself. She said I'm trifling. I'm like, you're trifling. You only talking about how you feel about yourself. So that ain't got nothing to do with me. And I did a post today. Matter of fact, it said, tell the person / people that hurt you, fuck you to their faces. Don't take it out on anyone else. Real shit. If they hurt you, tell them fuck you. Straight up. You don't get to talk to me for free. You don't get to talk shit to me for free. It's not happening. You know what I'm saying? That don't mean I'm gonna threaten you. I'm gonna do violence towards you. None of that shit. But you is not gonna talk shit to me or disrespect me or disparage my character and expect me not to say or do nothing. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't like that shit, don't fucking talk to me. If you can't talk to me right, don't talk to me at all. Period.
Mm. It is what it is. Period.
Yep.
Oh wow, we've been streaming for like 3 hours. Not even like 3 hours and 28 seconds.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean 28 minutes, sorry. 28 minutes and 12 seconds.
Yep.
It don't even feel like it was that long, but look how time go.
You having a real ass conversation.
What you say?
It was a real ass conversation.
For real, it was. It was. That's right.
So do it again, goddamn. I'll have you on my podcast next time.
When is your next podcast show?
That guy that came on the line, that's my producer. Like that's my cousin and my producer. Like he does the recording and editing and all that good kind of shit. I just talk. So
when is the next one?
I'm planning on. I might call his ass out to get off the phone, cause he sounded like he was all pumped up and stuff. I was like, man, let's go ahead and get it. But really, I'm trying to. I'm supposed to have an article come out about me about like some of the stuff that I talked about today. What I've been going through over the last couple of years, or whatever. There's supposed to be an article coming out about me in the next couple of weeks here, and so I'm trying to get everything, my business, the podcast, all that shit in order before it come out. So we're supposed to have at least about 3-4 episodes done in 2 weeks. But I've already did that. I already did the outlines. I already did the outlines for my shows. I got like 5 different shows already mapped out as far as like talking points and how long I'm gonna talk and everything. I'm looking forward to it. Like the kind of conversation that we had today, we have there. But like literally the name of my podcast is the Born Behind Enemy Lines podcast. So I'm not talking about no bullshit, and I'm definitely not talking no kumbaya shit and everything. And then for people that got problems with what I say, I also have a security company, and I mean what I say. So I seriously wouldn't try it. I'm just saying. I mean, they could. I would probably enjoy it. I don't think they would.
So I just put a song that I found today. Today I found this motherfucking song. It's on YouTube. I don't want to fucking infringe on nobody's copyright and nothing like that. So I just shared it. So if you want to tag that shit and it's like that's the official song of today, you want to click that link and listen to that fucking song. It's perfect. It's called "You Got Me Fucked Up."
Didn't I share that with you, asshole?
No, you didn't. I sent it to you. Shit.
Like, it was one of us. We
sent it to you. I'm like, go check this song out. I'm like, I knew you would fuck with it. Listen.
You got me fucked up.
Hell fucking yeah. Listen.
Yeah, bro.
Listen. It's an instant hit for me.
It is. It is, bro. Them niggas singing like the Temptations shit. You got me fucked up.
Hell, I mean, it is. Listen, I'm not playing not even a little bit.
But sister, I want to make sure if you don't mind, like, could you like shoot me your information? Like, I will. I mean, cool, I have you on my.
I'm gonna send you her what do you call it? I'm gonna send you
email.
her what do you call it? Hold up, the email. Did I send you the email? No, I told you the email was fucking up. I told you like your email fucking thing that what do you call it? It was fucking up. So I'm just gonna send it to your inbox. I'm gonna send you the link for the play. Yeah, all right. So I'm about to do that right now. You're about to hear a bing.
I heard it was shit. I need to I gotta work on my website tonight, y'all. I'm supposed to be this lady supposed to be trying to hire me to do Juneteenth, but I haven't heard from her, so I'm just gonna work on my website and hope that this article comes through and I get business from this. I need to get on it, though. We've been on this mother almost 4 hours.
Man, listen, we do your shit. Because at the end of the day, man, like, I'm gonna tell you just like this, man. I mean, some of us is really out here. We really willing to do what we have to do. And it's like, yo, when Malcolm said by any means necessary, I'm not going by the parameters that the enemy gave me. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna do it by the set standards of the people who fucking hate me go by. I'm just gonna make sure I stay within those rules, even though they change the rules whenever they're losing.
Oh my god, that's so difficult for me. Like doing security shit, like having a security company, like because I'm aware, like it's difficult to say the shit that I be saying, like and being in that field, you know what I'm saying? But like, I don't give a fuck. Like like I said, if somebody wants to come, it's probably not going to be good for them. But like still, like I'm in a position where I'm dealing with a whole bunch of like quote unquote officials or shit. It's an interesting dynamic. To be, if I'm being honest, I'm still a little bit of a. Let's just say I have radical thought. I'll say that in order to not get myself labeled as anything, then they be trying to take my company and shit. But I have radical thought. And like it's with everything that's going on in the country right now, like I feel like more radical thought is needed, radically faster than we're having now. Because as it stands, like what are we gonna have? What are we even gonna have to fight with, fight for, fight any of this shit, like in a little while? Like we don't have
the best thing we can do, like the Panther says, we just take control of our own lives. We need to separate. And it's like we can do it again. We just need to make sure it's defensible this time. That's it. We don't need we ain't got
That's a quote on my page. That's a quote on my page. Everybody is talking about.
First problem was he tried to take my kindness for weakness.
My fault.
What the hell? But everybody is talking about rebuilding Black Wall Street. I want to protect it.
How you gonna defend it? Like I said, it's like it's all good to build it.
That's what I said. I'm trying to protect it. That's literally on my website. Like I'm trying to help defend Black Wall Street because everybody, literally, we've learned nothing. Like everybody talking about the money part. Like I want to be rich. Rebuild Black Wall Street. Rebuild Black Wall Street. But we haven't learned nothing from the fucking movement when they dropped the bomb on them niggas.
Oh yeah,
and we ain't learned nothing from Tulsa, Oklahoma.
1985. Within my lifetime, 1985.
I was born in 84.
And still, some of the people are still in prison to this day. And they're the ones who were shot at. They're the ones who was fucking hosed down.
In our lifetime.
In our lifetime.
And people we live in a post-race society. That was back in the 50s. That was back in the 60s. That was back in you a fucking lie. That was yesterday, nigga. That was yesterday. Not
even yesterday. 60 seconds ago.
Shit, right now, nigga. Right now, somebody being called nigga on the internet. Shit. Right now,
someone probably getting pulled over and they ass beat, threatened with weapons right now.
For nothing.
No, for their skin tone. For their skin tone.
Yep.
And if you don't like it, it's America. Get out.
Right.
If you wasn't breaking the law, then you wouldn't have to go through none of that.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
So I want to play this motherfucking song to bring us out. Man, to send us the fuck out, because even though I don't own the song, I just love this fucking song, man. I found it today.
I'm with it.
What do you think? You gonna end this on this song right here? It's 3 minutes and 9 seconds.
Now go ahead, play it.
All right, then. So we're gonna end on this. After this song goes off, we're gonna say peace for a couple of seconds, and then we out. All right, I'm about to play it right now. It's Rats. You got me fucked up.
First problem was he tried to take my kindness for weakness. Took me for granted, not knowing all the while I was letting you dig a deep hole for yourself. See, you just a taker, not a giver. So it's time for me to say, be gone, 'cause you got me fucked up. 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 You come up in my crib and you smoke up all my weed. You did it up my ride, then still ask me for the keys. I let you use my credit card for some emergency, and now you got excuses about why you can't pay the fees. You always need a handout every time you come around. Take shit's up in my toilet and you never flush it down. Try to holler at my girl when I was working out of town. Now I gotta cut you loose 'cause you be stepping out of bounds. You got me fucked up. 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 Now, baby doll, here we are, chilling on the third date. And it's obvious to me that you ain't giving me no play. You've been scrolling through your phone pretty much throughout the day. Now, I think it's only fair that you should pay for what you ate. Nah, don't look surprised like you didn't have a clue. You probably running this game on at least a dozen dudes talking about get my head down, take me on a cruise. Time to split, that's what you get for trying to play me for a fool. You got me fucked up. Got me fucked up. Got me fucked up. You get me fucked up. Got me fucked up. I'm telling you. It's Rizzo, baby. Got me fucked up. I just wanna know. Got me fucked up. How did you think you was gonna play me? Me? Got me fucked up. I'm Rizzo, baby. I can't be played. Got me fucked up. Try to play me. You just playing yourself. Got me fucked up. You sure enough got me fucked up. Be gone. Deuces.
And that's it.
Okay, peace and love and gratitude.
War.
Thank you for listening to the radio talk. Until next time, be safe.
Peace.